Welcome to The Plug. No, not the podcast. No, not even the Facebook group. Here, The Plug is a world of war, a world of greed, and a world of betrayal. And the world where this D&D campaign will be set. The realm of The Plug is indeed vast and limitless, and there is still much out there to explore, but every great story has to start somewhere. Our story begins on the outskirts of the city of Rot, a 200-year-old stone-walled sanctuary erected in the name of Narul, god of death.
Woo! Sorry.
Very passionate. Along the evasive Itnica River exists this relatively large city built entirely by the Befouled, an ever-growing group crawling closer and closer to the line that separates cult and religion. The city is grand and majestic at its worst. No, the city is grand and majestic at its best, while dull and grim at its worst. Enveloped in a grey mist, while sun and moonlight still peer through the monotonous stone buildings, and dim lanterns seldom assist any newcomers find their way around. Rot is a gathering of cultures from all across the world, exemplified in its incredible variety of architecture and infrastructure, from oil lamps to levitating arcane orbs, from hobbit holes to gothic stone towers that cast great shadows over citizens of the city, whom's to well and truly add to the dope aesthetic. From walking gargoyles, usually strewn atop temples, to lycanthropes cast away from their villages, Rot lends itself to those who have experienced deep loss, with little sympathy from those they once considered friends and even family.
So true.
Like a muscle laid dormant for years, the city has an air of inaction to it, and to a degree, peace, which, for our friend Darkstar, has taken quite a long time to get used to.
Hell yeah.
So, before we begin, let's say hello.
Hey, cameras.
We're on video using the newest technology known as the iPhone 13 4K camera, 60 frames per second, unbeatable.
Unbeatable,
And,
honestly.
if you're
it's really
listening on
goated.
the podcast, we are using the same microphones that we've always used, and I do not know any of the specs about them.
Yeah, no, sorry.
No.
But yeah, this is the second episode in our D&D.
It's kind of like, it's like the first episode, but the first episode,
yeah, for context, we did an episode last year where it was flipped. So
yes.
I damned, Diego played.
Yep.
And we've kept this, I guess we haven't really kept it secret, but you know, now we can finally unveil how we're going to be going episode for episode, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's how it'll probably go.
Where we've got two characters in the same world, but very different parts of the world.
Yeah.
But it's all the plug.
Yeah, it's all the world of the plug.
Yes.
Somewhere Condorito has just uncovered a crate full of Arakocra people stuffed just in a box.
Yeah, that's pretty horrible, like human trafficking.
It's pretty bad, yes.
And then meanwhile, wherever we are now.
Wherever we are now, there
completely different.
It's completely different. And in fact, how different, you ask?
I'm interested.
Are you interested?
I'm interested.
Do you want to find out?
Yes.
Do you want to find out where we are? Okay. Darkstar. Well, first of all, actually no. We'll start here. Darkstar. It is a good morning. However, the weather right now is miserable. Heavy rain plummets from a dark blue sky, painted by a cloudy dawn. Picking up your heavy armor and boots from the sticky mud, you wrestle with every step the conditions as you re-enter the city of Rot for the first time in 3 months. To recap, Atrophy, the lord of the city, sent you and other followers on separate pilgrimages at the same time with no instruction besides see the world. Effectively, being exiled for 3 months, you embarked on what some would call an adventure.
Hey.
Yeah, nice. Fighting barbarians that had taken over towns, smiting monsters, terrorizing innocent folk, defeating young wizards and warlocks, all in the name of seeing the world for what it truly is. A conglomerate of the unfaithful, perpetually trying to take powers of death into their own hands. Finally, your dramatic adventure has come to an end. Wow. 3 months, just over like that. Feels like nothing. Feels like one brief summary, well written brief summary. Refuge from the slush of the mud comes into view where a cobblestone path lays between two massive, big stone walls. The entrance to the city. The weather keeps residents inside the shelter of their shops and homes, so you don't see anybody outside as you approach. But the temple where you live is on the other side of the city. So,
Cool.
Before I ask you this very important question,
Sure.
why don't you introduce Darkstar for us? Why don't you, if you want to describe, why doesn't Darkstar introduce himself to the listeners and the viewers?
I am. Hey, I'm Darkstar. I'm the befouled apostle. I was born in a world where I guess I was a very religious man. Once a paladin, living in what was the city I lived in?
Colbert,
yeah. Yeah, Colbert. I haven't heard that one
familiar.
before.
Yeah.
From the city of Colbert, and that was where I had my dark past.
Wow.
I mean, I won't get too much into it now because maybe that would be good to
Hold on.
spread out. But let's just say, my father, who works on the Grand Council, he's a bit of a piece of shit.
Bit of a shithead.
Yeah, kind of hate him.
Wow.
Kind of run away. That's why I don't. Yeah, but I joined this cult because it stands for everything I believe in, and that's everything that my dad doesn't believe in.
Nice.
And so yeah, I thought I would join the befouled, and I would start working to dismantle my father's power and seat in government because those motherfuckers in Colbert, they're corrupt as fuck.
So you've recently had a 3-month adventure, and while your end goal is eventually to dismantle the powers that be in Colbert,
So true.
including your father's seat and all the seats, in fact. I'm not sure what Darkstar's plans are to do with the city, but here we are. So you have just returned from this big adventure, fighting barbarians, killing wizards, and defeating.
Just another day on the job.
Just another day on the job, right? Well, another 3 months worth of days on the job, but another day on the job, and finally you have returned.
Yes.
To the city of Rod.
I can't wait to speak to my favorite Lord of Atrophy, am I right?
Okay, so
That guy rules.
so you have a choice here. Basically, it's pissing down rain. Okay, there are buildings.
Blood rain again.
God damn it! Just a light blood rain. It just hits the ground and sizzles and coagulates amongst the cobblestone and the mud. But basically, you have a choice. You can either find shelter in one of the buildings closest to the entrance. There are buildings lining the cobblestone path either side, or you can go home to the temple that is on the other side of the city and surviving the rain for a few more minutes.
I think the rain is no stranger to Darkstar.
Damn.
Because I'm a well-seasoned vet at this point. I've been doing this for 13 years now, and bit of rain like this, just another Tuesday. So
Blood rain.
I'll walk through the rain home.
You're going to walk through the rain home. Okay, so you are on your way home and you get to see all the sights, considering it's on the other side of the city. You get to see all the sights that there are. These buildings that line the cobblestone paths, they range from simple stone cottages, really cottagecore, mossy stone, large stone bricks, roofs lined with mulch and palm fronds to keep the rain running off and not collapse the roof. I think that's how architecture works.
That makes sense to me.
But also along the way, you see hobbit holes. There are small mounds in the ground where hobbits live. There are just straight up stone concrete perfect cubes where some oozes are walking in and out with their grocery shopping. And
Jerry!
Yeah.
Hey, man. Oh, true. Oh, Solar said hi, all right, man?
and he like a slug just leaves a trail behind him and walks into his house and shuts the door with with his goo hand. So you get to walk past all the sights there are to see. There's lamps, there's arcane orbs, there's fires that just simple I guess, lanterns. You know what I mean? Like oil lanterns. Some of them are out, some of them are on. It's not the most well-maintained city in the world, but it's quite neutral in a way. You know, there's good stuff about it, there's bad stuff about it. Everything in the way it looks.
Good stuff includes blood rain.
Yeah.
I love a bit of blood rain in the morning.
Blood rain. I was not accounting for blood rain, but there is blood rain plummeting down. It's not like all of the rain is blood, but like there are like droplets of blood
in the rain.
Yeah, there's blood in the rain. Nobody really knows why. Maybe we'll find out.
It's because this place is awesome.
So you are actually coming up to your home. Now, your home is the Temple of Norel, right? Pretty simple.
Yeah.
Pretty standard. I mean, you're a dude.
I'm an apostle of the befouled. Like, what can I say?
What do you expect? Okay, so the Temple of Norel is like just a cubic copper like monolith. It's quite a tall building. It's dressed with intricate tribal carvings sprawled up to the highest level of the building. So, like I said, it's copper, right? But it's not like nice shiny wire copper. It's like aged copper.
Gotcha.
So think of like if the Statue of Liberty was just 1 pixel, that's what cool. This building looks like, right? But it's also dressed with intricate carvings and murals and stuff like that, all the way up. And you would know that commoners and just citizens and everybody in Rot debate whether or not this temple predates any of the city's current citizens. It could be older. It could have been built by the people who got here. Nobody really knows. But there's theories. There's things going around. The entrance is just a straight up gap in the wall. There's like a door frame, just a perfect rectangular door frame.
I walk in.
You walk in. A person with covered head to toe in linen bandages of all dark sort of tan colors and stuff like that approaches you. Quite friendly, and they say, Darkstar, so good to see you.
Dap him up, bro. You fucking
daps you up. This is the keeper and the high priest, basically, cool. of the temple. Their name is Rev. Now, Rev, covered head to toe in linen bandages, they kind of obscure any hint of whether their gender, their age, their what race they are. Nothing is really very apparent.
There's some new bandages, Rev.
Yeah, it just got these replaced, just a few days ago.
You're looking really good, man.
Thank you. It was a gift from Atrophy, actually. Well, Darkstar, welcome back. It is truly.
It's been a long time away from home. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, well, of course. I mean, it's been 3 months. You made it the whole 3 months, right?
Yeah, lots of grinding, lots of leveling. I mean, lots of just killing people.
They bow deeply. Of course.
I return the favor.
Darkstar, of course. Welcome back. Look, if you'd like to head straight to your quarters, that's okay. But I do have a message for you that I thought I'd get to you sooner rather than later.
Of course.
There's only really one person who sends messages like this. It's
the big A man. Am I right?
They giggle. It's like a nice strong ha ha. Darkstar, you're so clever. They tussle your hair. So Rev hands you a message, basically, and they say, this was left, of course, by Atrophy, the big A, and they seemed, Atrophy seemed kind of not nervous, but he wanted you there. He wanted you to meet him sooner rather than later.
Been grinding for the man for a while now. I understand.
Yes. I'm sure he would be very glad to see you, but clearly he was expecting your return right about this time. So
perfect.
That man. Let me tell you, I don't know how he does it. Praise.
Hey, finally someone that understands how the world should be run. Am I right?
Yeah. We established this sort of city a long time ago, but it has truly grown into something beyond what we could have imagined.
I completely agree.
And we have people like you, creatures like Jerry, the ooze.
God love him.
Did you say hi? He was doing some grocery shopping.
I did see him, yeah. He said his wife's been a little bit sick lately, but she said she's getting better.
Oh, so, yes, I am looking after her.
That's okay. Fantastic to hear.
That's okay. Darkstar.
Yes.
Like I said, if you'd like to have a rest, if you'd like to go straight to see Atrophy, whatever you choose.
I'll go see Atrophy, please.
You're going to go see Atrophy?
Yes, please.
Well, if you're going to leave, if you wouldn't mind, perhaps a prayer to Norel before you, to guide you.
Let's do it.
they hold your hands. They hold your hands, and they say,
God, this is a far stretch. hey, Rev, you really gonna come a bit closer, man? We're really stretching out here.
I haven't showered.
Oh, okay.
So Rev closes their eyes, and they say, "Our Lord, Narelle, guide Darkstar. Guide Darkstar to his next destination. Guide Darkstar to the destination after that. And guide Darkstar to the final destination, where you mend his soul and send him on to another journey beyond."
Amen.
Amen. Yes, in this universe, the god of death, they say amen. One more thing. I almost forgot. He pulls out a little pretty nice copper coin for you. Ooh. It's engraved. He says, I got this for you from the penny pressing machine in the corner. And you turn to the corner, there's just like a glass penny pressing machine.
Has it always been there, or?
Yeah, it's always been there.
Crazy.
Yeah. So he hands you a coin. It's a engraved on it is like a small cube, which you can only assume to be the Temple of Narelle. Okay. And it says, "Welcome back," basically.
That's
and
awesome, man. Thank you.
And the other side is completely blank.
Thanks for this, man. This is awesome.
Hey, between you and me, Darkstar, not everybody gets a welcome back coin.
Hey, well, I mean, between you and me, Rev, people just aren't as cool as we are, obviously.
Well, I must agree. I'm not sure Narelle believes the same. Narelle sees us all as equals.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Souls to be guided.
For sure. But me and you, I see you as just a legend.
I see me as a legend too.
Exactly. That's what we like to hear.
Rev leaves you on your way as they walk up a flight of stairs in the corner. So you are going straight to see Atrophy. Atrophy, you would know, is basically one place he ever hangs out, and that is on not too far from where you are now. As you are walking down the stairs, Rev runs out. He says, "Oh, Darkstar, some new alleyways opened up to get to the arena faster. So
amazing!
If you just want to walk through there, it's a bit dark and damp, but what is it?"
Yeah, done. I start walking.
Your conversation with Rev took basically no time. It's still like dawn. The sun is rising at this point. You have not slept, but
who needs it?
You're an elf, so you don't actually need to sleep.
Half elf.
You're a half elf, so you do need to sleep, but. You are a veteran at adventuring and not sleeping through the night, or
I haven't slept for 3 days.
Your circadian rhythm is well and truly gone. It no remnants of it left. You sleep whenever you sleep, basically.
So true.
So you walk through these alleys that have opened up. He points in the direction. They point you in the direction, of course.
I'll walk through.
All right. So Darkstar, you're walking through these alleys. Like, Rev gave you the heads up.
Yes,
they're dark. They're damp. The paths.
No stranger to darkness.
No. Power core. Yeah. Nothing else matters. But you are walking in between these buildings. So you're at the backs of buildings. Imagine like the alleys. Imagine the alleys behind Enmore Road and the side.
By the way, for context, I have like long flowing blonde hair. It's like almost platinum blonde.
Well, it is platinum blonde, and it looks fucking cool right now as the blood rain spatters it with little highlights of red.
Like red.
It is damp. It's
so dark, but like all you can see is just blinding hair and my really white skin. Like,
yes, yeah. Oh, you're pale.
I'm pale as hell.
You're pale. So the sun is rising, and as it reflects off of your pale skin and your platinum hair, the drops of blood rain wet your luscious mane as it flows and slops against your shoulders. With every step.
Tilt my head back and like you see like a really, really happy smile on my face as I'm like letting the rain just hit my skin.
Just the blood rain just hit
my mouth, like in the movies where it's like it's what a beautiful day, and like it's all just blood.
It's just blood.
I'm like so red.
Straight up blood. There's red all over you. Your clothes are ruined. Now Darkstar, give me just 1 second here. Okay. So you're walking through the back alleys, and it's all pretty. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's like a tight squeeze. There's not a lot of people around because of course the rain. So you're in like this market sort of area, but it's like, I say market, but it is buildings. It's not like stores, it is buildings. And you're walking in between like the backs of these buildings. They're quite tight together. It is well and truly like an alley, right? And it's just a series of alleys that seem to be cutting straight through to the arena. And it's dark and it's damp, and the dark dampness attracts, bugs.
I hate
rats, ravens, all the
Don't mind
same.
ravens.
No, and when I say rats and ravens, they're not like crazy big or anything. They're just like regular rats, like above average size. Same with the ravens, but bin chickens even kind of hanging around.
Love bin chickens.
Now something is bothering you about these alleys, and it could be the rats, it could be the spiders, it could be the ravens. Why don't you give me a perception check?
Sure. Nat 1.
What's your perception add to your natural? Was that your first roll for the?
Yeah. Off to a good start.
That's good.
Alright, perception. My passive wisdom percent. Oh wait, no. How do I? Where's my skills? There
they are.
Perception. +3. 4.
So you got a 4. Okay, so you're walking through these alleys. It's not as long as a walk as it was to the temple, despite the fact that it's taken me a lot longer to describe it. But you're just taking in the details not very well, but you are taking them.
I'm taking in the complete wrong
You can
details.
see them, but they're just.
I'm like looking up. I'm like, was it always carved like that? It's really impressive work.
As you look up to, drink some blood rain again and really drink in the morning, you see, it catches your eye just for a brief second, but it's a spider, right? And there's plenty of spiders it's the city of Rot, right? Like the spiders is just part of the...
No stranger to
There's
spiders.
like giant spiders that live in like full buildings, right? Like they're just normal. Spiders are normal. But this...
Just hanging out with the spider once.
The sun and the blood hit this spider in a very particular way where it gleams red suddenly. And you clock it, and it clocks you. And it pounces at your fucking face and starts biting you.
Great.
Roll initiative.
I actually got a 19 initiative.
19. Well, this spider rolled a natural 20.
Oh shit! All right.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Sorry. So this spider is going to go first, and it is going to, as I said, it has pounced on you. You did not beat its stealth, so it's going to get a surprise round on you, and then it'll go first again. So its attack, it is going to bite your fucking face.
Fair enough.
Does a 19 hit you?
Yes.
A 19 does hit you, so that's okay. It's not that much damage, just the bite. So that's a humble 5 damage.
I go down.
Darkstar is dead. That's the end of the campaign. Yeah, I don't know. Welcome to episode 2 of the Condorito campaign. He is now God and in charge. No, so he bites your face, like the bridge of your nose, basically. Like the spider, it's quite like large. It's not like a giant spider, but it's like the size of like a human hand, right? So it's a big spider. It is a big like tarantula spotted with red spider. And you now just see the underbelly and its legs and its fangs just biting you right on the bridge of your nose. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
As you feel some fluids where fluids aren't supposed to be, and your nose hemorrhages and you begin bleeding just a little bit.
I got 15.
15. Okay, that's gonna pass. So you are going to only take... let's see here. 6... You're only going to take 5 poison damage.
It's nothing.
That's nothing? You're not resistant to poison or anything, are you? Because if so, then you only take half of that.
No.
No? Okay, so you take 5 poison damage, and that is its surprise round. It is, it is biting your face, and then it does a little swivel on your face and starts biting your bottom lip, and is going to attack again. That's going to hit, and it's going to do 5 more damage. Very, very consistent spider.
The spider kicking my arm, bro. What the
very
fuck?
consistent spider. And go ahead and roll me another Constitution saving throw.
9.
9 total. That's going to fail, unfortunately, Darkstar. So you're going to take the full brunt of its poison fangs.
What the fuck's this spider's problem, man?
It does 11 damage.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's fucking your shit up. However, it is your turn. There is a spider biting your face. What would you like to do?
I unsheath my sword. You dare come and try and kill Darkstar?
It is just like making the most vile, big spider noise. Just like,
I like hold the sword like in front of me up to my face.
It's just his. Just bonk.
And I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast.
Oh my god. Okay, sure. What does this Eldritch Blast look like? Because I think you might end up using it quite a bit.
So my Eldritch Blast is like it's like one of my main attacks, I guess you could say, but it's basically like a crimson just like a splurt like comes out the end of my sword.
Oh hell yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah, it's just like basically dark matter energy that's coming out the end of my sword. I'd say it's like, you know, like almost black, but it's got like a little bit of red in it.
Alright, you blast this spider.
So
it's a spell attack, yeah.
24 to hit.
That hits the spider. That hits the spider biting your face. Roll your damage.
Cool. I need a D10, which is this one. That is a total of 7 damage.
7 damage. Okay. It doesn't look super hurt, but it definitely didn't like it. Is that your only attack for the turn, or do you get more?
I can do 2 attacks. I guess I will Eldritch Blast again.
just
I don't really want to use anything else with this fucking spider there.
Out of your sword.
That's going to be +8, 26 to hit.
That's very much going to also hit the spider. It is still on your face, but it's only dangling by
12 more damage.
12 more damage. It is looking quite more hurt. It's still up and about, but as you blast the spider, it unhinges from your face, lands on the ground, and it begins morphing slowly.
Oh. Step on it.
One of its legs. So its 2 front legs. They contract with the 2 legs behind those to form 2 small red arms. The 2 pairs of back legs join together to form 2 small red.
This is the weirdest fucking spider I've ever seen. Man.
Its body morphs and transforms with a little. And then it transforms slowly and pops into a small imp.
Oh.
A beetroot red imp with a pudgy little tummy, not wielding any weapons, but he stands up from the ground. He's only small. He's like a foot tall.
Sure.
Right? He's a small imp, and he stands up. You try best me. Now you die. And he jumps at you, and with no weapons, you see instead, as he jumps at you, he does like an Emperor Palpatine corkscrew, and he has like a scorpion tail stinger, and he's going to try hit you again.
This is fucking awesome. I laid down my sword.
That was cocked, so I'm going to re-roll it. 15. Does a 15 hit you?
Miss.
He misses. He says, a warrior, I see. It is your turn. On guard!
Okay then. If we're going to have a battle, we're going to have a battle.
Yeah,
all right. Yeah. I would like to... I'm going to channel divinity.
Oh.
Abjure enemy.
Oh. Well, what's abjure enemy do?
So as an action, I choose one creature within 60 feet of me. I choose this fucking imp. They have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, all right.
Are they a fiend?
They are a fiend.
They do that with disadvantage.
Shit. Damn, you get... Shit, all right. Okay, a wisdom saving throw?
Correct.
Great, excellent.
They have to beat a 16.
They got a 12, that fails.
So the creature is frightened and its speed is reduced to 0.
Damn, okay.
For a minute till it takes any damage, or for a minute or when it takes damage.
Okay, sure. Is that your whole action? Is there anything else you want to do, or is that like a... let me know when your turn ends, basically.
Now this guy is scared of me.
He's frightened, yeah. He says, a true foe, and he starts sort of slowly stepping back, but paralyzes himself in fear and can't move. He'll have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls.
That's going to be my turn.
That's your turn? Okay, sure. He is feared and hasn't taken any damage. Does he roll a save on his turn or anything to get out of it, or is it just he's frightened and can't move.
For a minute or till he takes damage.
All right, cool. Well, he's frightened and can't move, but do you move away from him or anything, or do you stay within range? What would you like to do?
Well, I mean, I guess I could move away. Yeah. I might just retreat back a bit.
Sure, yeah, just a few feet. Just like 5-10 feet, all right. Well, he can't move and he can't reach you and he is frightened of you. He can't move towards you and he has disadvantage on all his things. And he says, okay, perhaps I will, and then he turns invisible.
Interesting.
But he continues talking to you. And he says, you don't know where I am now. What are you going to do? What will you do, lone warrior, alone in the dark, wet alley? It is your turn.
It's my turn?
Yeah.
Let me have a look.
You can't do anything else.
Just because I think this will be funny. I'm going to cast Invisible. That's what I'm going to do, buddy.
I see.
So it's a second level thing. I'm going to use one of my pact levels from being a level 3 warlock.
Yeah. Multi-class paladin.
Multi-class paladin warlock.
It's going to be broken, I can tell. Or...
So I'm invisible until the spell ends. Everything I'm wearing is invisible. I'm invisible.
You're invisible. Cool. No bonus actions or anything?
No. He's frightened of me, so I don't want to touch him.
He is frightened of you, and he can't move towards you, and your abjure enemy also states that he can't move. So you would know that even though he is invisible, he's in the exact same spot he was before.
And now he can't see me.
And now he can't see you. He says, true enemy, mirroring his own enemy's attacks. Yes, of course. You don't see it, of course, but he farts a little bit. And he's only a small imp, so it comes out like a little dog. It comes out like a little dog fart. Like,
what does it smell? Oh, God.
It is the smell of your fear for me.
I don't know. I don't think fear is a smell, man. There's something else completely.
So, you can basically, you can sense, you cast Abjure Enemy, you know it passed. This dude is shitting himself right now. You don't see it, but you can feel the sweat from his brow. This little tiny imp with no weapons, only a stinger that he is attached to. It is your turn again.
Can I just try and talk to him?
Yeah.
Hey, man, so, look, I'm just walking to meet my, my lord and stuff like that. We're both invisible. You can't really do anything to me because. What's your deal, man? Why did you attack me?
I was sent here from the first layer of hell to assassinate you, my mark.
Why?
I'm not sure. I just know that if I pass, I will ascend to a slightly better devil than an imp, and you and all other devils will fear me. Crumb.
Okay, Crumb, that's cool, man. I see your situation. But I don't think he can kill me, man. I'm pretty strong.
That is your opinion. I believe I can kill you if you free me from this frightening prison.
See, that's the thing, man. I'm not gonna free you, so what are you gonna do about that?
I will find you. I will hunt you down until you fall at my feet, you must know.
Hey, man, have you ever met Atrophy before?
I don't know who this is. You and me, we must fight, and one of us will fall.
Look, come just meet my lord, man. He's super chill. He maybe set you on the right path.
I will never surrender. I will never surrender.
Not asking for surrender.
I will never surrender.
Look, let's just hash it out, man. I got nothing against you. You're killing me for some reason. I don't really get it. I don't know what the fuck I've done. I literally just got back from a big adventure. I'm pretty tired. Look, we could either just hash it out. I'm just gonna walk away.
I've never been put in this position before. I must consider it. You don't see any of it, but he goes silent for a second, and then he actually comes out of invisibility as a show of peace, and he says, "Well, you, my mark, you have showed mercy on me," but suddenly he turns to dust.
Interesting.
He turns to dust, and the wind begins taking this dust away as he turns to dust from the feet up, and you can see as it happens, it is incredibly painful. He is screaming from the moment his toes begin, and it is just
oh god,
yeah, and then his mouth turns to dust, and he begins flying away. But some force, some presence, or perhaps the wind blows this dust back in your direction. As it does, it ignites. As if, a piece of space debris was crashing through the atmosphere. The small space that it comes back towards you ignites into flames. And it has gained so much velocity here. It is pushed back so hard that it ignites, and these small embers and sparks in the area, in the space hovering in front of you, turn into a small portal, clearly portal to hell. as Crumb puts one arm on the portal and another arm on the portal and tries pulling himself out, screaming in agony, and he falls out onto the ground. The portal closes, and he says, "Where am I? What? This isn't Avernus. What is going on?"
I think you're still here, man. I don't know what to tell you.
What is going on? And he has a migraine, and he throws up this dark matter, hellish bile, and that melts the mud below. It just sizzles in the cobblestone and the mud, and he says,
All right. I come out from my invisible. I pick him up like he's a little baby, and I go, "Come on, man. Let me just help you. All right, let me take you to this."
I see. I know what happened. It's coming back to me. I was sent to kill you, Darkstar. Correct?
Nah, that's he's actually my brother. He looks a lot like you.
No matter. I failed, and I considered mercy on you, and hell, Asmodeus. My contract was broken, and now I'm banished.
Damn.
I'm here now. What's the go? We hanging out?
I mean, I guess we can. I can take you to see Atrophy. Maybe we can get you all patched up or whatnot.
Why are you being so kind to me?
Hey, look, man.
Imp trying to take your life.
I understand. I've got this whole look. I look really tough and cool, and
you do look really tough and cool.
Very evil and stuff like that.
Evil, yes.
But honestly, man, you just seem like a guy lost in the world. I'm always down to help out with people like you.
This is simply too much for Crumb, and he bursts into tears in your arms like a cat, right? He's arms up, he's a humanoid. He has little he's beetroot red, a dark deep red verging on purple. He has leathery bat wings, and they're sort of what's the word, sheathed, I guess, against his back as you're carrying him. He's sobbing. Sobbing.
It's not.
I don't know. Where am I? What is going?
It's not that deep, man.
I shouldn't have considered.
Hey, don't just chill, man. It's fine. We can just can just hang.
You will let me hang?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
We can roll deep.
Just as long as you don't just try to kill me again, that'd be sick.
I am banished from Avernus. I have no need to.
Hey, man. Well, fuck that place, eh? What did they ever do for you? I've always said this about hell and how they treat their imps, man. It's just it's cruel.
I would never admit it in hell, but yes, you're right.
Hey, look, hell has its issues.
It's truly a political nightmare. Yes, it is a dictatorship. Some even say an oligarchy, but no matter. What's the plan? What are we doing?
Well, I was just on my way to see my boss. His name's Atrophy. If you want to just come chill.
I guess. He crawls up sheepishly onto your shoulder, and you're on your way.
Well, on my way, new little buddy. Let's go.
I am your little buddy. I will defend you to the end for showing mercy.
Oh, well, I'm glad I did, honestly.
I owe you my life. And he does a deep bow. And he says, "My manners. Apologies. My name is Crumb, the Red Drum of Avernus." And he flaps his wings out and beats them, but they're he's tiny, so it's a little.
Hey, look at that little guy. Oh, he's so cute.
I am quite little.
I cradle him arms and give him little belly tickles.
Yes, that is good. Shall we?
Let's do it.
Let us move on. Your adventure continues with me, Crumb, the Red Drum, by your side.
Hey, you don't have to die every time, man, alright? First thing you gotta learn about the city, right, is, the theatrics, we keep it to a minimal amount. We come here, we work.
As you say that, the theatrics to a minimal, you guys are talking, and you approach the arena where Atrophy to always be at any point in time, either commentating on the game or simply spectating from his favorite spot. And you basically approach the arena, and the arena is not dissimilar to like the cubic architecture of the temple, but it is two octagons or hexagons. Let's say hexagons.
More of a hexagon guy.
Yeah, I'm more of a hexagon guy too. Let's say hexagons. It is two hexagons, concentric hexagons. So there's like a hexagon ground level and there's a hexagon upper level, but the upper level actually spans outwards. Cool. So there's like a little pergola above you as you approach. It's quite large. It's not as tall as the Temple of Narelle, but it is it's the size. It's like a building. It's a freaking building, right? It's an amphitheater, like a coliseum. Yeah. It's
Feels
the arena.
Good to be back in the arena, man. It's been a while.
So yeah, you eventually walk through this concrete tunnel that approaches these two concentric hexagons suspended in front of you. The roar of cheers blends with those of monsters as a thaumaturgical booming commentary voice announces a dramatic battle. This is the arena. You have entered amidst a mighty, mighty battle between a Kuatoa, which is like a weird sort of short fish person. It's kind of gross.
Cool.
Sloppy, very wet, very slimy, big fish, teeth. And a straight up velociraptor.
Okay.
Battling to the death on the sand beneath. So the sand sort of goes underground. So you're at ground level and the arena goes beneath the ground here. And you know where Atrophy is at all times. He is opposite the entrance on the other side of the hexagon.
First thing I do is I get a corn dog.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure. So
I need to eat while I watch the sport.
So you go to get a corn dog. You get a corn dog pretty successfully. The tender approaches
smash it.
The tender says, "Yeah, just this."
Oh my god, man!
Just a silver piece for you, yeah.
Yeah, no worries, bro. I'll toss them too. Feeling generous today.
Wow, thank you.
Hey, man, look, it's been a long time since I had one of Atrophy's cornies. Oh my god,
you on the dogs?
The dogs, bro.
Hey, well,
the dogs here are unmatched.
Hey, this is the city of Rot. Have another dog. You pay for it. Have a dog.
I dap him up, bro.
He daps you up.
Got another good day in the city,
this
man.
Deep gnome man who's like a little bit too short and can barely see over the counter. Gets another dog from you. I don't know how corn dogs are made. I've never eaten a corn dog.
Hey, man,
but he hands you a dog. He hands you a dog on a stick and
I
says,
reckon it looks like rotten. Like
it looks like it's like a weird. It looks like it's like had like freezer burn basically.
Okay.
It's not like quite rotten, but it's not right. It's not quite right. So this deep gnome man hands you this.
I
this
feed little
corn
bits
dog.
to Crumb and just go, "Hey, try this, bro. It's really good."
Delicioso. Wow, very good, very good. What is this? What do you call this?
Yeah, just a corny or a corn dog.
Corn dog.
Yes. It's under the Atrophy brand. It's pretty cool. It's all very merchandised and stuff like that.
Merchandise at Atrophy's snacks stall. And you approach Atrophy at the other end of the arena. Now you approach him, and Atrophy is like an elf, a full elf. Doesn't look too kind of different from you. He is also quite pale. Probably not as pale as you. He still has some skin tone to him. He wears full black plate mail armor. It is so metal. It is so goth. It is everything you'd expect it to be.
Absolutely.
But the sort of standout sort of feature of his is he's an elf. And elves usually, like yourself, beautiful, long, platinum blonde, gold, bronze, jet black hair. Atrophy has no hair. His ears protrude, and they're sort of more. They have more of an accent to them than other elves' ears.
Cool.
And on his head, where beautiful elven hair usually would be, he has a tattoo of a crow.
Sick.
And you would know, just from rumor, and you might even relay this to Crumb as like a part of like a, just getting the vibes up. You mentioned to Crumb that some people say they have swore they've seen the crow blink on his head. This tattooed black crow, very detailed, very good, very, very good. You approach him, and Atrophy rarely looks at you when talking.
I kneel.
You kneel.
My lord.
Even after knowing him for so long, you're not quite used to the way he doesn't look at you. It doesn't seem like it's like a power thing. It's just he doesn't look at you. Atrophy speaks up. He says, looking straight forward at the arena, the battle between the Velociraptor and the Kuatoa, the cheers of the audience still booming. The Velociraptor takes an arm off of the Kuatoa, but it fights using a spear still bravely. And he says, Darkstar, thank you for joining me. I have some urgent business to attend to and will be briefly leaving the city. I ask you to investigate something on my behalf, if you wouldn't mind.
Of course, my lord.
Half a day's travel.
You notice, by the way, that for Atrophy, like Darkstar, like puts on his voice a bit loud.
Oh, cool. Yeah, great.
Yes, my lord.
Crumb says, in your ear, just, wait, why are you talking like that?
Talking like what?
Whatever. Atrophy speaks up and he says, I ask you to investigate this on my behalf. Half a day's travel west of the city in the wastelands lies an old ruin. I know, pretty ordinary stuff. To my knowledge, the ruin was long abandoned, but Naral is trying to warn me of something stirring there. Look into it at some point over the next few days.
Can do.
And you will have my favor, Darkstar. Also, welcome back. Buddy.
Thank you. May I request a dap?
Of course. And this is the one time he looks at you in the eyes and he daps you up with, both of you wearing heavy metal armor, black, just like dapping up. It gives a little clink as you bump. Crumb is deeply impressed.
I know, right, Crumb? It's pretty fucking sick.
Yes, this is very cool. And one more thing, Darkstar. Whenever you get the chance, it can be before or after, whatever. There's been a small incident, I don't know what to call it, in the mountain farms. Petty rumors have spread of some curse on the land. I've dealt with curses before, Darkstar. If it was that bad, they wouldn't be able to send a message.
I understand.
But we should check regardless. We owe it to the farmers. It's my responsibility to investigate such matters, or rather, it's my responsibility to delegate the responsibility to people with a little more time.
I understand.
Whichever matter costs you more, I ask, please. You attend to at your earliest convenience.
Anything for Narelle.
Of course. You see the Kuatoa does a cool Captain America spin in the air, and as he does it, stabs the Velociraptor through the face.
That's the city of Rod's ass right there.
And then with its amazing dexterity, it stands atop the spear, now impaled through the Velociraptor, shish kebabbed into the sand below, and he stands, hyping up the crowd. The crowd goes wild. There's coins flying everywhere. Now, roll a perception check.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys. Oh god, I'm really good at perception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
6.
Okay, cool.
Oh, 5.
You missed this. But basically, you are looking around. You are eating your corn dog, feeding little bits to Crumb, and so you unfortunately fail this perception check, and without even noticing, there is does a 23 hit you?
Yes.
So without noticing, you're too busy, you're too occupied kneeling, feeding crumbs to Crumb, etc., etc. Feeding crumbs to Crumb.
Little Crumb.
Ah, yes, Crumb. How fitting. But as you kneel down to feed him and as you're a little bit distracted, you turn slightly to face the arena again, and a t-shirt cannon has been fired straight at you, and a roll of chainmail flies at your face, and it hits you for 3 bludgeoning damage. Your face has had a bad day. You've had a nosebleed from crumbs biting you in the nose and the bridge of your nose. Your lip is bleeding. You've now had a chainmail shirt that says the arena. I was at the arena when the Kuatoa beat the Velociraptor. It's very like elongated, but it's magical. So they just print these as soon as a winner comes out.
I'm so stoked. I don't even give a shit about taking damage.
You fail the pass, but you do now have a chainmail shirt.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
I'll put it on.
You put it on. You take off your much better armor and put on this chainmail shirt. But you do see a lady carrying a few corn dogs herself. Just this human woman with dark skin walks by and was walking behind you as the t-shirt cannon. So who knows if you saw it? She might have been hit. She might have been hurt. Maybe for the better that you took that t-shirt.
I give her my armor. No, I'm just
that t-shirt to the face. So you, with this information now, you've re-met with Atrophy. He's given you another assignment immediately, which is not out of character for him.
Classic Atrophy.
Rev welcomed you back home with open arms and their very special welcome back coin from the penny presser in the corner. And you now have a few options. You can decide to investigate.
What was the first option again?
The first option was these ruins in the wastelands,
Cool.
Sort of like a swampy area. You don't know much about it because, you might have passed through without even noticing it. Your very first time you came to the city, Rob. Very, very first time.
Awesome.
But you don't get out to the west that much at all anymore. And to the north, where to the south, there's like a mountain range, and you would know that basically all the city's food and supplies and stuff come from these mountain farms. So it's kind of up to you what you would like to go investigate, when you would like to investigate it, if you want to do anything around the city.
Can I go to bed?
Yes, you may.
I think first thing on my agenda is it's been a long 3 months. I've got a new imp friend.
Yes, you do have a new imp
So I
friend.
might just take him over to my place so we can check it out, hang out for a bit, get some sleep.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Crumb? Are you into that? Do you sleep?
I do sleep, but I feel uneasy. You must realize I was just ripped and banished from my
Yeah, I totally get it. You're just kind of with me now. I understand it must be weird. Yes. But look, I'll try to make you feel as welcome and comfortable as possible.
Sure, yeah. So you basically now have this like little, it's effectively like a Lilo and Stitch situation where you just have like this little imp that you suddenly want to take care of because, I don't know, you pity him.
Sure.
You don't, why do you want to take care of Crumb?
I think when I like run into Crumb, I've always just been a real stickler for the little guy, you know.
Sure, yeah. The little guy, very much little in this case.
And like, I mean, just based off my like history, you know, like a lot of the time I was often
the little guy.
I guess exactly. I've fell into a lot of these situations before in my life, and I've been left out to rot, if you will, by myself.
Wow.
And I think just having gone through that myself, I really don't wish that on anybody.
Well,
except my worst enemy.
Crumb walks back with you on your shoulder, flying around, sort of scoping out the city for the first time. He's very confused, but he's sort of not delighted, but he's taking in the sights of the city, which are probably a little nicer than the sights of the first layer of hell, where he comes from.
Yeah.
But he walks back with you, flies back with you.
So what is hell like? I've always wanted to go.
It's very hot. It is very hot, yes.
I don't mind the heat.
No, and neither do I. I'm an imp, you must see. But it is very hot, it is very dry, and there are other stronger devils constantly trying to control me, abuse me, torture me, etc., etc. That is the goal of the first layer of Avernus. Become a greater
Really
devil.
need to vote someone else in there. I mean...
Yes, I mean, the voting system is quite corrupt. Of course, you know, there are polls that are every few years, but there is strong belief, almost certainty, that Osmodius throws out these polls and just re-elects himself. Yes, it's
a donkey vote at this point. Let's be real.
It is truly a bad parliament. Yes. Hell is not nice. This is nice. I could get used to this. Yes.
Yeah. Welcome to the best of both worlds, if you will.
Thank you. Darkstar, I must say, thank you for sparing me. I simply do not understand, but I sense something in you that is not something I've sensed in many other people before. And I am an imp. I've killed many marks.
Sure.
I'm a professional at my job.
Well, you know what? Let's be professionals together, and
wow.
Let's go to sleep.
That's it. So yeah, you re-enter the Temple of Norel. Rev isn't there to keep you.
Do I have like my own place, or is it like just like a little?
It's like a room. Yeah,
okay,
it's like a room. It's kind of like a weirdly nice hotel. but make it stone. Make the bed. The bed is comfortable.
Yeah.
You have your own place. You have pictures of you and Jerry.
I also have there's also a loft bed that's in the wall. You know,
like a Murphy bed. Yeah,
Murphy bed
for sure.
Yeah,
sure.
Crumb. This should be good for you. It's just for when my homies stay over sometimes.
Thank you, Darkstar. He sits in it. He sits right in the middle of it, and it's just way too big for him. And he says, "Darkstar, good night."
Yeah, have a good sleep.
Good morning. He looks outside, and it's just straight up the middle of the day. And he goes to sleep, and immediately, the loudest snore you have ever been subjected to in your miserable life. It's just really not. He has bad sleep apnea, very bad. Just
I look up on Google how to get imps back to hell. While I'm lying in bed.
You consult your manual, and it says there is no way to get an imp back to hell besides physically bringing back once they've been banished or exiled.
I'll get to it one day. Fuck.
So you go to sleep?
Yeah, I look at the photo on my bedside table.
Yeah.
It's of me and some strange woman that no one knows of yet, I suppose.
Yeah, no one knows who this woman.
I just look at it sort of longingly.
What's the woman look like?
She's actually.
Is she a tiefling?
She's a tiefling. Yeah.
There you go. Interesting.
So yeah,
your new friend.
Yeah, it's true. I've got a thing for imps.
Sympathize.
Not imps. Got a thing for fiends of hell. But yeah, it's just like a tiefling woman. She's sort of I guess pointy-ish ears. Tieflings have
Does she have horns at all?
Real I think so, horns.
Yeah.
And real dark scaly skin, right?
Yeah, well, I think it's leathery red skin, like a devil,
like a devil,
like an imp but bigger and more humanoid,
And she's got just red beady eyes as well.
Great,
just like me.
Just like Hot Topic.
Yeah,
straight out of Hot Topic.
And it's just a selfie.
Very clearly taken on a selfie stick at the Sydney Opera House.
We're looking over some really fucking it's opera house esque. For some reason, it's hold on a second.
You go to sleep. You're
God, sorry, I feel better.
Crumb is still asleep, snoring like crazy. His sleep apnea is off the charts.
I kind of slap him a bit awake.
He starts flailing his arms around and just smacking you in the face, and his eyes are open, but he's not awake. And he slowly comes to, and he's like, "Good morning."
What was that whole thing about?
It's just when you're from hell, you see some stuff.
Damn, that place seems crazy, man.
I mean, it's hell. What do you expect?
Yeah, I guess so.
So, did you come to a decision on Atrophy summons?
Yeah, I'm actually pretty interested in going to the Wastelands. It's been a while, since I've visited the Wastelands, and it seemed to be a very shrouded in mystery kind of thing. So I'm kind of into shit like that.
Into it, yeah, that makes sense.
But we will help the people in the mountain soon. We'll get there.
Okay.
Few jobs to do.
So, is there anything you want to do as well before you leave the city as you get ready to get out? You've got your chainmail. I was at the arena when the Kuatoa beat the Velociraptor shirt on.
Yeah, I've just got that kind of over my armor.
You're encumbered. Your speed is halved.
Yeah, worth it.
Worth. Okay, so
I think I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah, you think you're good. So there's only one entrance and exit to the city. There's only one entrance and exit to the city. It is the way you came in. It's the way you're going out. The rain has come to an end. It is, I'll say, if it was about 5, 6 in the morning when you arrived. So by now it's 2 o'clock basically.
PM.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's 2 p.m. The sun is on its way down. There you go. The sun is on its way down. Who knew? Who'd have thought? Is that a manic thing or is that a?
Yeah, it's not healthy. That's for sure.
So. The sun is past its peak, is beginning to go down, but the day is cleared up, which is, I mean, to a point of not concern, but it's very intensely bright and hot now, and it's a dry heat.
Jeez, what's this like compared to hell?
And this is he has. You see, you turn to him. He has like a fleece on. Yeah, that's canon.
Grom, you're crazy, man.
Grom has a fleece on.
It's so fucking hot out, man. What are you doing?
It is performance fleece for mobility, but
hey, it looks good on you, but I can't fold that.
Thank you. He does a little spin. So you are leaving the city and you are going to the west. So the wastelands. The city of Ra is sort of in this weird spot. And the river that it's sort of based upon flows towards the west, so you kind of are parallel to the river for a little while until it kind of veers off further to the south, so to your left if you're facing west. But you are walking out from the city, and it takes about half a day to get there. On the way there, is there anything you want to do, or is there...
I don't think I got anything left to do.
No,
I think I'm ready to adventure.
Ready to adventure. Okay, so you are ready to adventure.
Let's go.
Trip to the wastelands. You probably would have come near it on the way back from your adventure, but not actually gone in. But you know it to be a swamp, but not like a Florida alligator swamp. So a lot more shallow. It's kind of like plains that are constantly flooded.
Gotcha.
And because of that, a swamp has grown. You know, it's like a new swamp. I don't know if that makes sense, but like it is fresh moss, fresh swamp, willows only just beginning with their leaves.
You hear me, Crumb? When I first got here, there wasn't even a swamp here. It was just an open plain for days.
So it is a new swamp.
Yeah, it's very new. Just the rains have been, it's like the climate's just been changing quite a bit.
I see.
Sea levels have been rising. I mean, this is another reason.
Must not help.
Blood rain doesn't help.
By the way, so sick.
As much as I love the blood rain,
So
like
sick.
it is pretty sick.
So yeah, you come to this swamp. It's like a very, it's wet, but it's not like a shallow wet. But it's like there's definitely life, regular sort of swamp life. Frogs, tadpoles.
I go pet a frog.
Lizards. You pet a frog? Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Great, what did I pet a frog? Oh, 19.
19. Okay, so it passes, but for a moment you touch the frog and you see its entire existence flash before you in the blink of an eye. You live an entire frog life up to this point, but nothing happens.
Ribbit?
Darkstar, you still with me? You still with me? Darkstar, he shakes you?
Oh, yeah, I'm here, man.
Okay.
Well... Sorry.
The frog hops away.
That was heavy.
So you continue through the swamp, I presume. So the outskirts of the city, and it's kind of like in the middle of this deep forest area.
Sure.
And you come to the edge of it, and it's kind of eerie how it transitions into a swamp. Like there's a line drawn, and the swamp suddenly just begins.
I've seen Minecraft Generation worse than this.
It's very Minecraft. It's super like got a bad seed on Minecraft.
Fuck.
Yeah, so there's like I said, it's like it's almost a visible line where the forest ends and the swamp begins, and it gets wet. So this morning you were trudging through the mud, and you have begun trudging through this sludgy, wet, dark bluish green swamplands, and you are simply traveling, and it's kind of a quiet trip to the ruins. Okay, so I will say Atrophy sort of pointed you to the ruins on a map that you probably have on a, maybe it just gave you really good directions, very dad directions.
Yes.
So when you get to the line in the swamp, you're going to want to keep heading west, but only until you get to the roundabout. And when you get to the roundabout, you're going to take the second exit, and you're going to keep heading west, and then that's when you'll see the stone monolith. And be careful, don't touch the frogs there, because they kind of have the psychosis effect. Don't touch them. And you
forgot about that part.
So you get to this swamp, and you follow Atrophy's directions, and you come to these ruins. It is taken quite a while to get there, especially once you arrive to the swamp. You are slowed down quite a bit. How urgently do you think you wanted to get? Were you traveling quickly?
I'd like to probably be arriving around like sunset, I guess.
Okay,
so
sunset.
like 3 or 4 hour
3 or
walk.
4. Okay, so I'll say if you want to get there by sunset, it's probably like you probably would have had to go at quite a pace.
Yeah,
So you know what? Why don't you roll a perception check with disadvantage because of the speed you were traveling at?
It's going to be a 6.
A 6? Okay. Nothing catches your eye. I mean, there's critters everywhere. There's bugs. There's lizards. There's kind of like snakes. It's a swamp.
Can I start moving with stealth.
Yeah, for sure. You can start moving with stealth. The ruins come into view. The entrance is subterranean. You can see them because it's sort of like a plain sort of area. It's quite flat, so you can see them from quite the distance. Was that a stealth roll?
Yeah, I got 10.
Okay, 10 total. 10 total?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So you're approaching this. Let me get something up actually real quick. Don't worry about what
It's really a flip stealth roll, you know.
Don't worry about what I'm getting up. Just don't worry about it, okay? So you are approaching these ruins. So they're kind of subterranean in a way. The entrance into them is above ground, but it kind of goes down into like a slight rise in the flat ground.
Cool.
So it goes, as you can assume, underground, unless it kind of just ends there. You don't know much about these ruins. You just see insignia of mouths kind of everywhere, you know, like little inscriptions on stones that have fallen far from the original center of what might have been like a town or a large like a village devoted to some, you don't know what really. There's just the insignia of mouths everywhere. Some are closed, some are open, some are smiling. They're different species of mouths, etc., etc. They're everywhere, painted everywhere on the stones, carved into some of the trees, even the little boulders to your sides. And you start approaching stealthily. Okay, so
extremely stealthy.
yeah, so you're about, let's say,
I'm holding shift.
Okay, you're holding shift. You come about, let's say, like 60 feet away from the entrance to the ruins, and you spot before you see any signs of them spotting you, but you do spot a pair of Kuotoa. So the same sort of fish person that was fighting in the arena earlier. They're sort of just like they're just a race of people, not of people, but
humanoids.
The humanoids, you know, they're not exactly rare or uncommon or anything. And the city of Rot is a collection of all, you know. I mean, the city of Rot does have the rarest of creatures residing there, just living a peaceful life. But these Kuotoa are not peaceful. They are holding spears as if they're sort of they look like they're guarding the entrance. There's let's say there's 3.
Right.
Yeah. And you approach stealthily. Give me one moment. Let's see.
So stealthily.
So super stealthily. Super stealthily. Let's see. What do you roll for your stealth?
10.
Cool. Very good. Hey, good job.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, you did really well. So they're kind of, you sneak up behind like this large pillar not cut, but like broken in half. The other half is sort of laying in front of you like a little barricade, and you're hiding behind it. Not super well. Crumb is probably, he's probably getting a little bit warmer now that it's like a damp sort of heat. He takes his fleece off and he makes a ton of noise while he does it. Actually, you know what? Why don't you go ahead and roll a stealth check for Crumb as well, and I'll say it's a group stealth check. So if one of you passes, you both pass.
Come on, Crumb. Nat 20.
Nat 20. All right.
That's what we need, Crumb.
So just so you know, Crumb for a Nat 20 stealth is a 31.
Oh my god, Crumb.
So Crumb is taking off his fleece. He's doing it in a way where he's just like, he barely moves. He kind of just rolls his shoulders back and it comes off, and in one dead silent movement, he folds it perfectly into like I'm talking like a general pants co fold, right?
Damn.
Yeah, and he just tucks it away somewhere. You assume he has some sort of extra planar portal demi-plane thing that he puts all his stuff that he finds.
Hey, we're gonna do that for when we get some loot. All right.
Yeah, we'll see. It's only a small closet. I'm running out of room. So you pass this group stealth check, and you see these 3 Kuotoa, just regular ass, just nothing really fascinating about them other than they are these sort of weird, gross fish people. If you want to see what they look like, that's what they look like. Yeah, so there's
weird looking fish people.
So they're all holding spears, and one of them has a net attached to a belt on their side, and they are guarding the entrance to these ruins. They have not spotted you. You sort of overhear them talking like, you're like, you ever wonder, what we're doing here?
And the other one goes, no, I mean, what are we doing here? Were we born from some image of a god, or are we just some coincidence made from nothing?
And then the third one goes,
I think he was just asking, like, why are we here guarding the ruins?
they have not spotted you, and they are sort of bickering, kind of having a usual conversation, half paying attention, half not. They are standing like across the entrance.
What do you think, Crumb? Is this a
Crumb's gonna roll a. Crumb is he's also in a way like a seasoned adventurer. He has seen many planes. He has seen many parts of planes. You can roll an insight as well, actually.
Sure. Such good rolls.
Or even a nature.
I might take insight.
Insight, yeah. What'd you get?
I got 7.
7. Okay.
Good rolls.
The spears, from what you can see and how you collect this information, Crumb got a 6. So
Crumb, what are we doing, buddy?
He kind of clocks their weapons and he says they look kind of new, don't you think? The weapons they're untouched. They seem...
Yeah. I think we have 2 options here, Crumb.
Tell me.
We can kill the ever-loving daylights out of these motherfuckers.
I like this option. I go with this option.
Or
I don't think so.
Stealth is an option. I mean, it seems we can both cast invisibility.
Oh. Crumb leaves it up to you and he says they are guarding the entrance. They're standing right in front of it, but perhaps if we could distract them and move in behind them, that's also possible.
Or we could just kill the shit out of them.
Crumb votes kill the shit out of them.
You know what? So if I kill the shit out of them, do I get a surprise round?
From where, you guys rolled incredible stealth. If you attack from range or describe how you're going to approach them stealthily, then you get a surprise round.
Cool. All right. So what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just walk up to them.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be like, hey, sorry guys, have you got directions to the and then fucking stab one of them through the chest.
They don't even notice you're there while you're talking. You just like don't exist to them for some strange reason. But you do stab one of them in the chest. This sword, compared to the flesh of the Kuatoa, it's like a hot knife through butter. Sure. So roll an attack.
I am also gonna use a which I think I'm just gonna use my Divine Smite.
Nice. Okay, cool.
I can expend 1 spell slot to deal 2d8 extra radiant damage, but we have said this is necrotic damage because I am in like anti-paladin.
Yep.
So I think I'll just do first level spell slot.
Cool.
Let me just make sure how many. It's pretty crazy. I have more second level spell slots than first levels. So I'm like, maybe I should just use the second level.
It's up to you.
But I think these guys are kind of goofy goobers, so I'm just going to use the first level.
They give you huge goofy goobers vibes. Even with a 7 insight, they give you big goob vibes.
And fuck, come on. I keep accidentally going out of my Darkstar. So yeah, I'm just going to roll. I might take my shield down for this one.
Oh, cool. All right, sure.
So that means I can attack using what do you call it? Using my versatility. So with a D10 instead of a D8.
Yep, sure.
Then I get 2 extra with my smite. It's 2 extra D8 or 2 D8 extra.
2D8. There you go.
So
roll an attack.
I need to roll an attack first.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. Oh.
I'll say because you wildly succeeded on your stealth. Roll with advantage.
Okay.
You're not technically an unseen attacker, but you're stealth.
25.
25 absolutely hits. Like I said earlier, you fucking stab this poor Kuatoa, and it just goes right through him. Like imagine, it's bad. It's really bad. You can tell that they have such tiny rib cages.
And that's a total of 14 damage.
14 damage. You don't actually kill this Kuatoa.
Yeah, I kind of rolled garbage.
You don't actually kill this Kuatoa. But he is grievously wounded. He's like, oh my fuck, shit, god damn it! And then, I guess Crumb will also attack as well. Do you want to roll an attack for Crumb?
Yes, I got my Crumb character sheet right here.
So Crumb just attacks with his Stinger. It's a +5 attack bonus.
Means that I got a 15.
15 will hit.
5.
5, and then the con save was passed, but you still roll your 3d6 poison damage.
And I take half of that.
Crumb lunges.
Damn, Crumb did good. Crumb rolling so much better than me, not gonna lie.
Crumb
14, so 7.
14. Crumb attacking the same
Yeah,
dude?
same motherfucker.
Super dead. You see the poison of Crumb's stinger as he lunges from darkness, just stabs him right in the chest. Well, actually,
awesome.
gets in right where your sword went in and just goes stinger straight directly to the heart.
That's how we do it.
Through the rib cage.
That's how we do it.
Yes, fear, Crumb, the red drum of Avernus. And then this fish's poison starts fitting out, bleeding out of its eyes as it falls to the ground. And that is initiative. That was your surprise round. Ooh, they rolled well.
I got 17.
17.
And then Crumb. What's Crumb's initiative?
Dex. Crumb's Dex is
+4?
3.
No, +3. So Crumb got a 12.
12. Okay,
and I got a 17.
The two remaining Kuatoa will go first. They're both going to attack you. They see an imp and a massive elf stacked in black armor with a chainmail shirt. So they're both going to attack you at the same time. Let's see. There you go. Does a 6 hit you? Does a 13 hit you? You see both of these Kuatoa with their brand new, clearly unused spears lunge at you, pincer maneuvering you from each side, and they just completely miss. Their spears dink off of your massive armor, and that
Is that all you've got?
that is your turn.
Cool.
They are. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, that's your turn.
What does this do?
And I'll say with your longsword and Crumb's.
I forgot all this. I have 2 attacks. I totally forgot.
Oh, nice. That's all right. They are goons.
I won't use that because I'm doing the D10, but I'm just going to attack twice on one of these goons.
Sure. Yeah. No worries.
I will just roll them both at the same time. Might as well. Otherwise, I'm going to forget. It's a nat 1.
Ooh.
And the nat 1 becomes like a 10.
Okay.
And then the other one is a 22.
Okay, so the 22 absolutely hits. So let's resolve that one first.
Cool. I'm going to just roll D10.
So I'll say with all the damage that you did to that first one, you've cleaved into another with your longsword.
Sure.
I'll just say you punched him in the face as they noticed you.
I did... What's that? 11 damage.
11 damage. Super hurt. This goofy goober is just absolutely bleeding out in front of you with a spear, calling for its friend to save him. And that...
Crumb?
And then your other attack with your natural 1, you see it kind of actually catches like your sword with a shield, and the shield is just like so sticky, so incredibly sticky. So why don't you roll a strength saving throw for me?
Sure. 14.
14. Okay, that passes.
Sorry. 18.
18. That definitely passes. That passes by about 4 more. And you free your sword from this shield. You see that it was clearly...
Gross.
It was so sticky enough to...
What's your deal, man? Why are you so sticky?
I'm a sticky little fish, and I will stab you.
Yeah, save.
And then Crumb stabs the guy that says that. It is Crumb's turn. He's going to roll his... Oh, sorry.
That's all right. Crumb, once again, rolling like a fucking champion. What? I can't read this. 1d4 plus 3.
Yeah.
So I got a 23 to hit.
23 absolutely hits.
And he got 4 damage.
4 damage. This one is dead. It dies to Crumb's stinger. I'll say Crumb flew another Emperor Palpatine corkscrew with the stinger straight to the eyeball.
I've seen that in the movie, man. That's fucking sick.
Yes.
Are you
I am the Senate. Do you get it? Do you get the reference?
That scene that they did.
It's Spelljammer, yes.
No. I'm talking about Star Wars. The third movie when it's Anakin versus Obi-Wan.
Yes.
They did that first layer of hell. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. Yes, Mustafar was set on the first layer of hell. That's correct.
Did you witness any of it or anything like that?
No, they had curtains up against the whole set. It was very, very sick.
See what I mean?
Nobody
wrote him out. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, it's a shame. So I'll say because he killed him with this sting, I probably won't do any poison damage to the other one.
That's fine.
And it's back around to the last Kuatoa, who will disengage and book it into the tunnel.
Hold on. I have a thing for this.
Okay. I don't like it, but okay. I'll allow it. Unfortunately, I have no choice. He absolutely disengages, but only has the speed of...
So I get an opportunity attack, right?
Yes, absolutely.
When I hit a creature with an opportunity attack, I move up to half my speed immediately after the attack.
Hot damn.
As a part of the same reaction without provoking opportunity attack.
Roll an opportunity attack. I'll say that he was intending on dashing out because it's too cool to say, actually, technically.
17.
17 absolutely hits.
And I guess I'll just... swing at him with two hands.
I'll say Crumb gets an opportunity attack as well if you want to roll after.
I might just have to fucking murder him. Damn, that's a 10.
Ooh.
Plus 17 damage.
Oh my god, he is so...
15 damage, sorry. Plus 5 on it.
He is still very, very, very hurt. He is incredibly hurt. Crumb gets his opportunity attack as well.
Finish him. And yeah, I'll say I just... like block his path
because
I can move 15 feet. So
Cloudy with a chance of meatballs just sprint by the side of him.
Crumb once again rolled like a champion for some reason.
Yeah,
he got a 23 to hit again.
23 to hit. Roll that d4.
Fuck.
Oh my god, that was the sound of Joss dropping his dice completely. He's picking it up. Surely you have another d4 you can roll.
Alright, I'll find out later.
Okay, great.
Fuck! Oh my god. Hey, 7.
7 damage?
Yeah.
It's so dead. So incredibly dead.
Finish him, Crumb.
The stinger impales this Kuatoa right in the back near some very, very important nerves, and the poison spreads through this Kuatoa's body as it basically like deflates like a rat trap. You know how they dehydrate the rats? That's what Crumb does to this poor Kuatoa. You're out of combat, and it doesn't seem like there's anything. It doesn't seem like anything was alarmed or alerted to your presence.
Crumb, let's hide these bodies.
Hell yeah, you hitman drag these bodies out, and I probably just toss them anywhere in any direction in the swamp. It'd be super easy to just cover them up with some stuff.
Like weirdly, there's already a pile of dead fishmen in the swamp, but I'm like, strange, so weird. I just put them there with the rest of them. It's crazy how that works.
Yes. So, like I said, this tunnel going into the ruins, it's like subterranean, and because it's in like this swampy plains area, it is like half sort of covered with water. The water is now like at your waist almost, so you gotta what's that word? Wade. You gotta wade through it a little bit. And it's quite thick and muddy and stuff. But it's only partially.
Crumb, get on my shoulder, Crumb.
Oh, nice. Crumb obliges happily and says, "Yes, I like keeping dry. Do not like."
Yeah, so I need you to look ahead for me as well.
I can do this
while I'm wading.
So I'll say, if you want to roll like a perception check, it's not. I'll just say now.
None of my perception checks have gone well, so
cool,
let's just.
I'll roll for Crumb. He got a. What did he get?
12.
Crumb got a 16.
Of course he did.
So even
Crumb's so much better than me.
Even with a 12 and a 16. But I'll say Crumb pipes and says, "Do you hear that?" And then you do hear it. It's like a low hum and a repeating sort of like and you can hear it. You can tell it's like a chant.
Hey, hi Crumb.
A ritual.
Do you hear that low hum?
I do love a drum, for I am the Crumb, the red drum of Avernus.
Okay, keep it down, bud. Keep it down.
Rhyming is in my blood.
I love a good rhyme.
Yes, so you hear this like low humming ritualistic chant from
that sounds really suspicious.
Deep inside the chamber.
What did Atrophy actually say the plan was for this place? Like, it's just mysterious.
I think he just said that there was something stirring and you had to investigate it.
Yeah, I guess I'll just loot this place.
There seems to be some sort of ritualistic chant going on.
Yeah, that's never a good thing.
No, I'm sure that whatever is in there.
I will stealthily make my way towards.
You stealthily make your way in there, and I'll say, just for the purpose, we'll roll new stealth. Crumb, what passes successfully?
It didn't do that well.
Wildly. 14.
Actually, not that bad.
Okay, so you got a 14. Crumb got like a 24 or something.
Oh,
like that.
Crumb, you sneaky motherfucker.
Pretty ridiculous. Give me one sec. Okay, so you are quietly wading through this thick sort of water. Thin enough for you to wade through it, but still swampy, right? You see as the cave, it is now, it's not really like ruins anymore. It's kind of just like a cave with pillars and sort of like little stone structures holding the place up. The ceilings, even just for the entrance, is quite tall. Especially as you go down, it seems like the mound where that it's sort of built into remains at where it is, but the tunnel goes down, right?
Sick.
So, the ceiling's like 60, 70 feet tall. This
is huge.
You go down deep.
Big cavern.
It's deep, but it's like weirdly, at least the entrance is kind of like weirdly narrow.
Gotcha.
Again, it's kind of just like a cave wall that goes downwards as you have to wade. The water is flowing, but it's that thickness where it's like not incredibly just like slamming downwards. The tunnel is long and the chanting gets louder, but it does not get clearer. You notice at this point, and Crumb notices at this point, that is in a language that you don't understand.
Gotcha.
It sounds guttural. It sounds very deep, like you heard before, and it's definitely not any humanoid language.
I straight up lie to Crumb.
Yeah.
I think it's Sylvan.
You understand Sylvan? Ah, yes.
Yes. That's one of the 3 languages I know, and I can recognize it anywhere.
That is okay. I understand 2 languages. Infernal. And then he starts speaking in like a... and common. Those are my 2 languages.
I understood that. I too speak common.
He rolled a natural 1 on insight, so he believes you. Wow, man, a truly worldly man.
I am well traveled. What can I say?
Will you honor me by allowing me on your journey? So you begin moving through this tunnel, and you come into a sort of it sort of splits off. So there's a chamber that opens up to your left, and you see very, very dim light ahead of you. That looks like it opens up to a bigger chamber. Which chamber would you?
So I can go left or straight, basically.
Yeah, basically.
I think I'll go left.
Left, okay, sure.
I say that as I'm trying to be like an influential role model to like Crumbs.
Crumb, sure. Yes.
Like whenever you go caving like this or something, or like
yes.
Adventuring through a dungeon, you always just take the first left.
Okay, take the first left.
Always turn left because that's the easiest way to explore everything.
You come into the first left, and it is completely empty.
Yeah, so, but we're gonna make sure, Crumb, right? Because you never know what could be.
There's like a pile of like bones kind of scattered that around. So it's like a circular sort of semicircular. What's the word? I guess chamber, you can say, but it is still very much just a cave. It's not carved out or anything like that. There's bones laying across the stalagmites.
That's
right?
from the ground.
Yeah, from the ground, and stalactites
from the roof
drip occasionally that echo throughout this small chamber. It doesn't seem to be at first glance anything in here, but you can roll.
Can I insight?
Yeah, you can
perception.
Insight, sure.
Actually, I don't know.
What are you looking for? You know.
I think I'm just looking for anything out of the ordinary.
Okay, sure.
Any loot, any like maybe like traps or secret passages or anything.
Yeah.
I think that's my first thought when I'm walking into this room. I have, let's see, perception. I mean, perception and insight's exactly the same for me, so either one works. Oh my fucking god! 6.
You rolling like you got some. Hey man, I don't want to be that guy, but you got some garbanzo rolls going.
It's literally just for when I do perception checks.
Yeah. Every attack you wildly succeeded, but let's see. Okay. So what was your total?
6.
Okay. Do you want to roll for Crumb? Crumb's
Yeah.
with you, if you want to tell him to keep an eye out or something.
Crumb didn't do too well either. 9. You did a bit of me, Crumb.
So as you walk in here, the ground below you is like it opens up to like stalagmites at the ends of the room and stalactites also. The stalactites are kind of hovering all above you, but it's like kind of weirdly soft. It's kind of weirdly soft here. So why don't you?
Great.
The ground is kind of weirdly soft, and you walk into this chamber, and your foot, unfortunately, catches on a very, very thin, nearly invisible wire. Roll a dexterity saving throw. The soft.
13.
13. Okay, let's.
I'm gonna stop rolling all these dice.
Yeah, maybe you need to just throw that dice in the bin. The wire sort of something clicks off in one of the walls. It echoes throughout this chamber, kind of like the same frequency that the drips from the stalactites echo. Something clicks. Your foot gets caught, and a quite large stalactite simply suddenly dismantles from the roof and just falls straight down. It doesn't quite hit you, but it absolutely has a weird weight where it just falls on you, but the point doesn't impale you,
thank fuck.
because you would fucking die if that was the case. Buddy. Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, this was not one that you wanted to fail. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not a good situation you've gotten yourself in. Let's see. Okay, that's not too bad. You take only 16 damage.
Okay, not that bad.
Yeah. Bludgeoning damage as the stalag.
Oh wait.
Okay.
I forgot. This is a thing I have.
Sure.
Let me just. So I've got a thing called Dark One's Blessing.
Okay. Oh yeah, of course.
Which means, starting at first level, when I reduce a hostile creature to 0 hit points, I gain temporary hit points equal to my charisma modifier plus my warlock level.
Damn. So what's your charisma modifier?
Together it's 7.
7. Okay.
So I should have an extra 21 hits points.
Yeah, you straight up. Well, I say Crumb probably killed one of them. Oh,
yeah.
But if he's technically a familiar, so
I'll take 14.
take 14. Take 14.
So I can add 14 health.
Yeah, temp health. Yeah. It's gone now, so you take 2 damage.
I took 2 damage, yeah, exactly.
You take 2 damage. So the Dark One's Blessing, Narelle sort of guides you to dexterously
SOP.
flow out of it is.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, warlocks are fucking crazy. You to dexterously move out of the way of this giant falling stalactite that you triggered with some sort of tripwire set by, I mean, who knows what. The chanting you hear continues. And there's nothing in this room that you can find.
I'm gonna leave.
Okay, you leave the room, and there's only one way forward from here.
So that's why you always check Crumb, alright?
So you intentionally tripped that tripwire, and
correct.
As it fell and bumped you on the head.
Yeah, it was completely intentional.
I see.
Just had to make sure, because it could always be something above this.
Yes.
In fact, let's just go back real quick.
It's pretty incredible that neither of us looked up.
Let's go.
You continue, and you come into this cave much larger than the last one, about twice the size, still like a semicircular sort of shape. And at the end of it, so this chamber from the chamber you just came from goes up a little bit, so the water has kind of it's a bit drier here. But there is like a small pool. It's quite like uneven. It's a cave. It's a freaking cave.
Classic caves.
It's a freaking cave. It's quite uneven, and the side of the cave furthest from you, kind of the water coalesces into a pool, and there is no other way from here.
So like just ahead of me is just a pool.
Ahead of you is just a pool, and I'll say that you find a little dusty book.
Sure.
Without even looking for it, it's kind of just thrown over to the side here. Of like, it didn't mean any. It didn't have any value to anybody. You picked. I don't want to tell you what you do with the book, but
I would like to pick it up and open it.
Yeah, you pick up the book. Your soul is swallowed into the abyss.
Sick.
No, but you open it and cut out into it. So like a it's a stash book basically, but with a nice sort of dark blue gem in it where it kind of looks like the water is like flowing inside of it in slow motion, like a tide, like a storm inside of this small gem. It's worth like 20 gold probably.
Dope.
Sweet.
I pocket it.
You pocket the tide gem. What do you want to do?
Can I do maybe a perception?
Yeah. Are you sure? Are you sure you want to do a perception check?
There's no other things I can do.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Crumb is with you.
I want to look into the pool.
You want to look into the pool? Yeah. Roll a perception check. It's not thing or perception nature. Either your choice.
It's the best I've gotten so far. Give me 15.
15. Okay. It's not a hard thing to see. The water is dark, but you do have vision in this darkness, and Crumb can assist you with it. But you look into the water, and it kind of it looks like it has a source that isn't just here.
Yes.
The water goes somewhere beyond this cave.
And can I hear the chanting still?
You can still hear the chanting. It is muffled, but you can still hear it. You can only assume there are small, I guess rodent-sized passageways and small tunnels through this cave system.
Okay,
that it goes through quietly.
Crumb, how do you feel about swimming?
I'm not entirely huge on it, but
we dive in.
Well, actually, I'll say Crumb says, wait, grabs you before you. There's something I'd like to do with you, if you wouldn't mind, before we continue.
Okay.
We killed those fish guys earlier.
So true.
And it was rad.
It was.
And I think we make a pretty good team.
Correct.
I would like to offer you my services permanently. And he holds out a hand, an impy red little hand with long fingernails that come to a point.
Sure.
He says, will you have me?
You're not going to fuck me over, are you?
You'd beat the shit out of me.
Hey, I'm just fucking with you, brother.
He grabs your hand and he disappears. And then he reappears. He says, now that I am your familiar, I am sworn to you. You may summon me and unsummon me at will.
Just stay here for now, please.
Sure.
Thanks, man. Sorry, gets a bit lonely.
Yeah,
adventuring by yourself,
I understand.
I've had a few familiars over my years, and look, none of them have really stuck around, and
that we'll unravel that later. So he says, you're gonna make me go for a swim?
Look, okay, actually, maybe I'll unsummon you. then I can swim and resummon you.
Sure. He snaps his fingers and disappears.
Done.
So you can go for a little swim. It's the pool at the end of the cave is sort of large, like the size of a sauna, sort of, or like a big hot tub. But the tunnel that it leads into is kind of narrower. You
Sure.
only just fit through it. There are some points where you have to claw through your way.
I'm surprisingly a decent swimmer, despite did a lot of swimming in my past. It was
you absolutely were one of those kids that
I was a swimming instructor.
Yeah, you were a swimming instructor. Okay.
One of my first jobs out of school. No,
yeah, so it's funny because the tunnel that you kind of have to swim through, there's not a lot of swimming involved because it's not wide enough. You kind of just have to pull yourself through. What's your constitution modifier?
Oh, fuck, I keep doing that by accident. My con modifier is +1.
Okay, cool. So you can hold your breath for about 2 minutes, right?
Easy.
It takes like 40 seconds to get to
Perfect.
the next sort of fork. One fork, it's like one fork goes down and the water flows out of it to a drier sort of area, and then one fork continues up, where the water is sort of maybe it's a source, you don't know, but the water is behaving in sort of strange ways here. So it's kind of it's actually again left and forward.
Well, I resummon Crumb. Now, Crumb, tell me.
He's clearly struggling a little bit. He grabs onto some of the wall and says, "Yes."
So I'll let you tell me here.
Okay.
We got two options here. Which one do you think we should do first?
Well, you did say that we have to go left whenever the left presents itself.
He's a genius.
And then
Let's go.
Massive stalactite fell on our heads.
Yeah, like I said, it happens, but let's go left here. And
Sure.
I'm sure you know it's
This is like, this tunnel is kind of like the size of like a adult McDonald's playground slippery dip. And you sort of have to claw your way through, or one of those things at the playgrounds of the rings that like go downwards, and you kind of have to sort of maneuver your way down.
Try my best not to complain.
Into this chamber. Sure, yeah.
Trust me, Crumb. This is essential.
Cool. Okay.
We must check all of our options.
And you are about to emerge. You're about to emerge from this tunnel and land on your. Are you going feet first or head first? Where are you going?
Probably feet first.
Feet first. Yeah. Probably the safer option. Roll a perception check.
I've got this. I don't have this. My perception. Yeah, it's gonna be a 10.
Ooh, 10 is the DC.
Yes!
You pass at the last.
I did something.
At the last second, as you're about to land your feet onto the ground here and exit this small tunnel, you notice that the color of the ground and the materials is completely different to the rest of the tunnel. The rest of it's like soft, like clay or solid rock, and right here it's just like a pile of leaves. You would notice it as a trap. Absolutely a trap where it's just like a pit or something.
Gotcha.
And you avoid it. You spot it.
I avoid it. See, Crumb? This is what we get for opening our eyes.
Yes.
We avoid traps.
Wow, it is pretty incredible what you can do with good perception.
It is crazy.
Also, it feels like this trap is a lot less elaborate than the last one.
The stalactite one was a fluke, all right?
A fluke for you or a fluke for the stalactite?
Everybody involved, all right?
The stalactite is an inanimate rock is also, I believe that it doesn't... Fluke. Okay, so you move into this chamber. It's smaller than the last one, about the same size as the very first one with the stalactite. And you come into, it's like a very small chamber. It's got like a little statue in it. The statue is disfigured and broken in places, and you can't really tell what's going on, but it definitely has 2 legs. Whether they're sort of humanoid or like satyr, goatish legs, fish legs, you can't really tell from just because it's been eroded so much. As if it were above ground at some point.
Gotcha.
Is there anything you'd like to do in this small room with simply a statue in it? There is like a little bowl with simple offerings in there, like herbs and rotten fruits and herbs and some copper silver pieces and stuff.
I take the copper silver pieces?
You take the copper silver
pieces?
No,
I'm joking, I don't. All right, look, I feels like that might be the wrong thing to do, Maybe I'd like to leave a offering.
Oh, wow. Okay. You'd like to leave an offering at the statue for sure.
Well, I mean, I just got this blue crystal thing.
Yep.
I might just put that in the bowl.
You offer this blue crystal to the bowl. As you're going to like put your hand in it, you hear like the water of the chambers moving around, and as you're putting the bowl, like as you're putting the gem in this wooden bowl, this simple wooden bowl, nothing conspicuous about it. The water sounds like it just starts moving extremely quickly, but when you turn to look at it, it's the same. Nothing. So it's as if the pressure was turned up, or as if there was suddenly a massive tidal wave that crashed into the cave or something like that. But you leave this
That can't be it, right?
But like I said, when you turn around, the water is the exact same. You offer this gem to the bowl, this beautiful blue gem to the bowl. Roll a religion check with advantage.
Sick. 21.
21. Great. You have a D8 of religious inspiration to use when at your disposal.
I love religion.
Yes. You don't know what god you just offered this to, but they seem to appreciate it.
I want to quickly just say a prayer to Narelle.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Narelle, I just want to let you know that while I have offered to this other god, I'm not seeing other gods. I'm still committed to you. I will always be committed to you. I just want to see what would happen, honestly. So I hope you understand.
With a 21 religion check, when you close your eyes, again, you hear the sound of this rushing water. It's going insane. This tide just moving around inside your brain. And as you pray, it starts to quieten down, and you can almost hear birds.
I do like birds.
Yeah. And that's it. And that's it. That's your prayer.
Cool.
That is your experience. The only way out of this chamber is the way you came, or you can continue looking around for anything.
I might just see if there's anything else in here. Just a quick insight perception.
In investigation or insight perception, it's up to you. You just got to describe how it applies, and I'll let you do pretty much whatever you want. Oh my god, I looked up. I was looking at my computer here, and I looked up at you, and you had your head in your hands.
I got a 6.
Okay, there's nothing.
I didn't think so, Crumb. Anyway, let's go.
Oh man. Okay, so the only way out of this chamber is the way you came back in.
I go back out the way you came in.
And the only way to go is either back the way you came or forward.
I will go forward towards the chance.
You go towards the chance. The water kind of rushes down towards you. It's a little bit hard. It's a little bit quieter. You do hear the chants getting louder.
I can't help this feeling.
Okay, and it's again in a language that you don't understand. Who sings that? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Slade, bro. Come on.
Sorry. So you continue down this chamber. The water is kind of leveling out and getting lower, and the chanting is getting louder as you approach a chamber that is much brighter lit than any other chamber here.
Cool.
Right? It is bigger as well, and the chanting is now, you can tell, right in front of you. So you don't see anything ahead, but you see that the chamber opens up from this tunnel to like a small landing, and then the lights and the noises are all coming from like a level below that, but it seems to all be within the same cave chamber. The chanting is louder, and it sounds like the roar of a monster, but like in a spoken word, almost like. And you emerge out of this tunnel. Is there anything you want to do before you come into this room? You don't see anybody directly out of the tunnel from where you are, but is there anything you want to do?
I guess I just want to look around.
What do you want to do? Tell me, Darkstar, what do you want to do?
I just want to check to see if there's anything interesting in this room before I go down.
Sure,
further.
yeah. Okay, so it's all like one room, but like I said, there is like a small landing before it kind of drops down, like a wall.
I think I might walk up and like specifically like see if I can look down.
Sure, yeah. Okay,
what's happening.
So as you come out of this tunnel and you get onto the landing, no traps on this landing, which is nice for a change. But you do see in front of you the lights of candles and this chanting, now loud and very guttural. It echoes, it bangs in your ears, and there are 4 glass pillars that go from the bottom level all the way to the ceiling above you.
Cool.
What you see and the chanting you hear is just a handful of more Kuatoa. These ones look a little bit sturdier and their weapons look a little bit more used, but they are all chanting with their arms up, doing this elaborate dance with their spears, and chanting around this pool of dark blue bile. It's like not water, it's not blood, it's not plasma, it's nothing you've ever really seen before. It is like this slosh of a consistency and color you have never even heard of or imagined, and it is sloshing around like a pool, like a kid just did a cannonball into it, and it settles as the Kuatoa keep chanting. Do you want to roll a stealth check while you're up here?
Done. That's going to be +6, I think. Yeah. 19.
19. Okay, so let me roll. Cool. They rolled like garbage. They seem very occupied with their ritual, whatever is going on. The water of the pool sloshes around, and you see that the 4 glass pillars start slowly filling up with the same dark blue sort of bile-y, mud, slosh, rain, water, gross stuff.
Gotcha.
It's coagulates and decoagulates within the glass. It's coming together. It looks almost like it's alive. You don't really know.
Weird.
But you see, as these Kuatoa with their spears and their nets and their a little bit more elaborate clothing and jewelry, they are chanting and dancing around the circle, you know, going around it like fairies around a mushroom growth. And they are singing this chant over and over and over again when suddenly a claw comes out of the pool. A claw the size big enough to sort of grab their entire like rib cage in one grasp. It grabs them. It grabs one of the Kuatoa. It starts just pulverizing it in its hand. You see its rib cage just smashes in, and the Kuatoa is pulled into this pool slowly by this abomination.
I promise you, man, this is not normal. Like, most adventures are just kill a couple motherfuckers and then take the loot.
I've assassinated many a noble, but never something like this.
Yeah, this is kind of strange.
This is very, very strange. Do you want to do like a insight maybe or perception?
I'm not fucking with you. I got a 5.
Okay, cool. You see around the walls that there is the insignia of the mouth, or that was all around the outside of the ruins, continues in here, but in a more like consistent pattern, and they're more sort of they have more of a consistent shape to them as well. Like they're all kind of skeletal mouths strewn across the walls in patterns like an Aztec-y sort of ruin, like hieroglyphs on the wall. But you notice that all the mouths are either draconic in nature, or vaguely humanoid, but with like fangs almost, like larger teeth. It's not quite like a human skull, but it looks like Homo sapien or in some way. You are in this room as some abomination is slowly clawing its way out of this pit, slowly grabbing a Kuatoa one by one. Do you want to like sit around and wait to see what happens, or do you want to engage? What do you want to do?
I would like to jump down.
Cool.
If that's all right.
Yeah.
And like just land in front of this weird claw thing. I guess where the other fish people are.
Yeah, so they're all sort of surrounding it, and enough have been grabbed by the time you jump down that there's only like 3 left. You don't know. You don't really know what the plan is. I said before that they look a little bit beefier and more. I don't know. They make themselves look more important. But you jump down, and these Kuatoa are almost like unfazed by you. But instead of seizing the dance and seizing the chanting, they simply turn their backs to the chant and start circling around it and facing you at the same time in this deep guttural language that you don't understand, continuing their chant. Their spears are drawn, and then the abomination sort of only still a claw pokes one of its hands out and pokes another one of its hands out, and very slowly begins emerging from the mud. The first thing that emerges are its hands. The second thing that emerges are its wings. Roll initiative.
Fucking awesome. I'm gonna start monologuing if that's alright.
You can monologue if you win initiative. I'll tell. Yeah.
I got. We'll see about that.
Fuck me.
What is my initiative? +2. I got 14.
14. The Kuatoa rolled a 1. So they got a... Do you want to roll for Crumb as well? So their initiative is 1. They go dead last.
Crumb got... He's +3?
Yeah, +3.
6.
Okay, so it'll be you, and then it'll be Crumb, and then it'll be...
Please call nonsense, don't beat me. Damn, call nonsense, beat me.
The abomination beats you in dexterity. You can monologue if you want. As I said earlier, it is still only partially emerged. It is very, very slowly
So I make
emerging.
my voice really deep again.
Nice.
Claw monster thing. You have the unfortunate news of running into the befouled apostle.
And Crumb.
Sorry, I haven't updated my monologue.
So this, let's see, this pool emanates a noxious stench. So roll, you and Crumb roll Constitution saving throws. It is like, it is a filmy sort of smell, like musk, like death, like rotten ground, you know?
I got 15.
15?
Crumb, what does he add to con? It's really hard to see. +1, I think?
Yeah, +1, yeah.
It's gonna be a 10 for Crumb.
So you got what?
15.
Okay, so you pass, but Crumb will fail. Crumb,
no.
you see this noxious sort of stench overtake the room, but you see Crumb is, I'm pretty sure, unaffected by it.
Crumb, you fucking legend.
Crumb, as an imp, is immune to being poisoned. So this poison gas, this noxious fume that emanates from the pool, doesn't affect Crumb whatsoever. Usually, any other, you have to sort of like control your breath, and Crumb just is unfazed completely. And then that will also, and then you see this abomination, the pool, sort of spits out at you with this acidic sort of texture. It sizzles as it sprays the ceiling, and the glass and the kuatoa are sizzled by it as well. But it's gonna go. This pool attacks you.
Sure.
Does a 9 hit?
No.
Okay. Well, that is the pool abomination's turn. That will be Darkstar's turn.
Your claws. I see they are very impressive.
They are impressive. You hear like a very deep like rumble that shakes the surface of the cave.
But I have an impressive claw as well. And
Nice.
So I have like my sword's still sheathed, but I have my like shield out with my right hand, and then on my left hand I take off my glove.
Yeah.
And you see this crazy like fucking like an eldritch claw tattoo that just goes all the way down my onto my hand.
That's fucking awesome.
And I activate my Eldritch Maul as a bonus action. So I empower the tattoo for the next minute. All my melee attacks. So like you see like this like black energy coming off my arm as I like sheath my sword.
Yeah.
As I pull out my sword, unsheath it in my hand, and it like imbues into the sword. And for the next minute, all my attacks can reach up to 15 feet away from me.
That's fucking awesome. That is so sick. So I'll say that like the energy goes into your sword, and like this eldritch alien sort of horrific mutation takes over the sword.
So I like to think
extends beyond it.
Yeah, the sword becomes just like really long.
That's
like
fucking awesome.
Like the extension of it's like all like this black energy, like it's kind of got like black red energy.
Great.
Just like
okay,
yeah.
well that is so fucking sick, and it is also you have an action to go.
So I'm going to just try to attack this motherfucker.
Yeah, you're going straight for the abomination.
Yeah.
The Kuatoa, I will say, they do look like they are hostile.
Yeah.
But they just haven't done anything yet.
I'm not too worried about them because I feel like the other motherfuckers, like the claw guy's just gonna pick them up and kill them anyway.
Sure,
so.
yeah.
But like that's just an assumption. I don't know if they'll actually do that, but we'll see. Not bad. I've got a 23 to hit.
23 to hit the abomination?
Yeah.
Absolutely hits.
I am going to use a... Oh, this is so much fun. I think I'll use a branding smite, which is second... Oh, actually, hold on. I think I'll just use my regular divine smite at a second level.
Sure.
So it's going to be 3 extra d8.
Damn, okay.
I also get an extra d6 of force damage from my
Your
claw.
maul? Holy fuck.
So I'm going to roll.
Well, yeah, like I said, you definitely hit. Your maul swings down on this abomination, this eldritch sword.
So it's my d8s for my smite.
So I'll say basically that you're currently like 15 feet away from the abomination. The whips are dancing right in front of you, and the pool lights up the room as if it's like a bonfire. There's like this unearthly light, like a firelight emerging from it.
Cool, good start. 1. So that's just my regular damage.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll my divine smites, which are really good. So it becomes plus. And then I'm gonna roll my force, which I think is a d6. Yep.
Nice.
And then that will be 32 damage.
Fucking hell! Christ! My dude! My cool dude! Oh my god, you fuck this abomination up. It is so hurt. Your maul swings skims its claws and the tops of its wings in one fell swoop, and you hurt this thing. It is pissed. You feel the ground shake beneath you as if the pool extends and is the entire mantle of the planet. And the ground trembles. A roar, mighty roar, echoes throughout this chamber. And is that your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
That is Crumb's turn then.
All right. Crumb is going to. Can Crumb do anything really crazy? Or
Crumb can do actions that help you. So he can take the dash, disengage, or help action as a bonus action.
I could have helped them. That's all right.
That's all right. If he uses help as a bonus action, you attack with the help. The target takes an extra 2d6 damage. Wow. Yeah, it's broken. And you can add a d6 to the d20 roll on your attack as well. You can choose to use it on the attack or on the damage, so you can add another d6 to it. It's pretty crazy.
Can I shape change into something?
You can shape change into a spider, a raven, or a rat.
I think I want to become a raven.
Nice, cool. Hell yeah. You have a fly feet of 60 feet, so cool. Crumb can transforms into this dark beetroot red raven with no feathers.
Awesome. Naked.
It is all completely naked. It looks like a really upsetting chicken.
Looks like my old bird.
Yeah. I am glad to give you some sentiment.
And then what can you do as a raven attack?
Attack, bite, peck.
I will peck.
Yeah, and imbue poison through its peck.
Which you didn't do too well, but
is he attacking the abomination?
Yeah. Or actually, maybe I'll attack like the frog.
One of the fish people. The Kuatoa whips. The whip.
What's my plus to attack?
5.
I got 10, so not too good.
That just misses.
That's all right. Unlucky Crumb.
Unlucky Crumb. Let's.
Oh, I forgot.
See.
I have 2 attacks.
Darkstar can take his other attack.
No
for
way.
Sure.
It's crazy. I might.
As long as you don't kill my dude, straight up.
I might just do an Eldritch Blast as my next attack.
Okay, sure.
Which is going to be a 19.
19 hits.
It's going to be a total of 11 more damage as well. Yeah, fuck. I can't believe it.
Let me tell you.
I've never done that much damage before. I've never been this high level, but that was so exciting.
Let me tell you, it looks pretty hard. It looks.
Well, I did fucking 4d8 plus a d6 plus my modifier.
Yeah, and then
which is like +7, so it's like fucked.
It's fucked. Right? And this thing looks incredibly hurt. You have taken like the part of the wing where it curves over to extend. It is like lost that. You have taken a chunk out of this abomination emerging from the pool. Abomination that you still don't know what it is, mind you, and it has and it's nearly dead. So. That will be the Kuatoa's turn.
Cool.
They all, in perfect synchronization, circle around this pit, maybe protecting it, maybe preparing themselves for to sacrifice themselves to it. You're not really sure. But 2 of them will attack you. You know that much. They dance in a way where they line themselves up on either side of you. They might even get more than 1 attack each.
So I've got my full AC at the moment.
Yeah.
I've got my shield up.
You got your shield. You're looking great. Ooh. One of them, okay. One of them got a natural 20.
Cool.
Actually, okay, I'll say that one of them, this is one person's attacks because they get 2 attacks.
Gotcha.
One of them got a natural 20 with their staff. So it's like it's a staff that looks like one of those little Easter show like toys that like have the little pincer on the end, like a claw. It has like metal spikes coming out of the end of it. It attacks you with its pincer staff, and then as soon as it like gets this pincer staff around one of your arms, it also bites you in the shoulder.
Wow.
Still chanting, even when with its mouth wrapped around your collarbone. So the staff does it crits, so it's going to do 10 damage, which is pretty good. And you are grappled by this staff. So it's just going to bite into you with this other thing. It already hit, but its bite is much less lethal. It only does... Okay, I rolled a 4. 6 damage.
Cool.
And that is... So that's one of them. And then the other one will also attack you. Only 1 hit on the staff. So it's only 1d6. It rolled a freaking 6, I swear to God. 8 more damage. So you are grappled by one of the Kuatoa. You're actually grappled by both of them. They each have like a leg and an arm, let's say. You are currently grappled. So when you're grappled, you can't, speed becomes 0. But you will have a chance to get out of it on your turn.
Can I cast spells while I'm grappled?
Yeah, you can cast spells while you're grappled. And then the final Kuatoa will actually dance and do a very elaborate sort of springboard flip straight into the pool.
Interesting. I might use my Hellish Rebuke.
Nice, yeah, go for it. On one of them?
One of these guys, which is, I believe...
Dex save, I think?
Yeah, I might just use it at first level.
Sure. Ooh, it did get a 17.
Let me see.
Oopsie.
So cool. So 17. What's my spell save for this? 16.
16.
Yeah.
So it passes. Does it take any damage on a fail or?
Yes, half.
Half?
Half of 2d10.
All right, roll your 2d10. Do some damage to this whip that.
Hellish Rebuke.
Is that what you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I learned this one from my friend Crumb. Where the fuck's my d10s? Okay. And I do 4 damage to it.
4 damage. Okay.
Or 3 actually.
It doesn't appreciate that. It doesn't appreciate getting hellishly rebuked. Crumb looks very impressed considering you've just used the power of his home plane. That is your reaction. That is the Kuatoa's turns. That brings us back to the top, to the Abomination's turn. You see, it begins. Yeah, it is still alive. It is super hurt. As the Kuatoa jumps in, it almost like accelerates the process of it coming out. You see, coming out of it, the next thing you see is 2 long sort of like goat horns almost, and its head emerges. You see it has like this draconic sort of head, but it is not quite a dragon. It seems like if somebody described a dragon to some caricature artist and that's what it has produced. Its ears are aquatic, so it has like those sort of frilly sort of lizard fish ears. It has hair coming out of it. It has like stringy thick, it's like thin strands of thick black hair coming from right at the top of its head. You see the 2 horns emerge out of the pool, and this dragon flesh abomination rises out. It is its turn. It's going to actually, you see when the Kuatoa jumps in, it accelerates the process, and the bile in the pool begins covering the dragon, and it seems to heal itself from it.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it heals itself. It still looks hurt. You still fucked it up, but it does heal itself for a little bit. And that is, and now that its head has emerged, it is going to use its acid belch. The abomination belches forth a cloud of acidic gas in a 30-foot cone. I'll say you're grappled, so it's going to hit you and the 2 Kuatoas, and it's also going to hit Crumb, unless you want to say he moved somewhere. It's kind of up to you. Because Crumb's not grappled. So.
I think...
and he's also a raven, so he is flying around.
I think, yeah, he was above, so he's in... I think he's still in the sky.
Yeah, he's sort of hovering above. Yeah, sure. Okay, so in a 30-foot cone, he's more towards the ceiling, which is taller than 30 feet. Roll Constitution saving throws, and I'll do the same for these Kuatoa.
So one for me and one for Crumb?
Don't worry about Crumb. Crumb's out of the cone.
Cool, I rolled a 19, so...
19, that will... +5. That will definitely pass the Kuatoa. One of them passes, I think, right? Yeah, one of them passes and one of them just fails. Now, so you passed? Yeah. Look, I'm not going to lie. Still not great. So just give me a minute while I roll a bunch of dice and try not to keep track of how many I roll too much. I rolled well, so that's cool. I rolled well again, so that's... You do only take half of these.
Cool.
So you will only take 14 damage.
Cool.
And the Kuatoas each take... only one of them takes 14. I'll say the one that isn't hurt takes 14. And then the other one takes a nice
28.
29.
29. That's fucked.
So it is looking quite hurt. So that is the abomination's action. It is still not fully out, but its wings are half out, almost to the point where it's able to beat them. Its acid belch melts away some of your armor and skin, and very, very grievously wounds another Kuatoa. That is your turn.
So I'm grappled.
You are currently grappled. You can make, you can use, I'll say, an action to escape the grapple.
Sure. What can I do while I'm grappled?
You can attack. You can attack and move and stuff. Oh, you can't move. Pretty much the only thing you can't really do is move.
So I can still attack old mate upstairs?
Yeah, with your 15-foot reach, you can absolutely.
I think I'm just going to attack it with my longsword. Can I use the Crumb's help thing?
Oh, yeah, for sure, yeah. So Crumb, what did Crumb do last? Crumb attack.
He was a raven.
It is a bonus action, so yeah, you can.
Which basically what he does is...
It's very elaborate. You can use, you can add a d6 to the attack or the damage. It's super elaborate.
Well, does...
And it takes an extra 2d6 damage just
13 hit this thing?
13... It might... No, it does not.
Okay, so I can add a d6.
You can add a d6, and you also have your religious inspiration from earlier.
Oh, true. I forgot about that.
So you can use either.
I think...
Because you can add the d6 to the damage.
I think I'll use the d6.
Go for it.
It's going to be another 4 on top of that, so it goes
That
up.
hits, yeah.
Sweet.
That takes it above its armor class. It is not wearing armor, obviously. It is just leathery skin that seems like it was sewn together almost. It's very patchy.
I'll use another smite.
Go for it.
Because I want to try and kill this thing.
It'll also, Crumb, with his cunning help, adds an extra 2d6 to the damage.
Oops, did not mean to do that. 2d6?
Yeah, so, and takes an extra 2d6. Oh, wait, no, sorry, that's not true.
I was like, surely not.
If Crumb attacks, it'll take 2d6 to extra damage from Crumb.
Cool. Well, I'm going to roll my regular d8 for the regular damage, which is 3 plus the 6 from that, which is another 6, that's 9.
9.
Then, smite, I'll do... I guess I'll just do a second level again.
Yeah, smite it.
I've got more second level, so 3 more d8. So I said 9, didn't I?
Yep.
9, where's my other d8? Plus 8 is 17.
17.
Plus 2 is 19.
19.
Plus 7, 26 damage.
Holy shit. It is so hurt.
Yes.
It is so
Yes.
fucking hurt. What is that? You have done in total, like, 58 damage to it. It looks super hurt. You know it regenerates, but it didn't regenerate enough to come back from that. It is super hurt. It is very upset. And it is Crumb's turn.
Cool. Crumb.
If your turn is finished.
Try and finish it, Crumb.
All right.
Go for the killing
So
blow.
Crumb, considering he used his help on this attack, if he hits, he gets an extra 2d6 damage.
Sure. Ooh, not bad, Crumb. Crumb's plus... Sorry, it's really hard to see. Plus 5 to hit. So
Plus 5?
20, not nat.
Hits. Totally hits.
So I get to do...
A d4 and 2d6.
Damn, come on, Crumb.
Crumb might do it.
Crumb, you got to do it for me, bro. Oh, I just rolled 2 6s.
Fuck!
12, 14. Is there any plus to modifier? Plus
3? Yeah.
So 14 plus 17 damage.
Crumb flies into this abomination, this draconic abomination emerging from this dark black blue pile of bile, and just gets a stinger right into like the brain of this thing, assuming it has one. The raven pecks viciously as it uses its help, as it distracts the abomination to help you attack. You take it down together. This raven's bright red beak just pecks right through this abomination. It lets out this guttural roar, shaking the entire cavern as stalactites fall. The Kuatoas are shocked. They haven't even said a word yet, but they are dancing.
I told you.
Only now the dancing stops. One of them is super hurt. The abomination is no more. You see the pool solidifies, like freezes over with ice,
so sick.
and the abomination is cut in half. So there is just half of this fucked up looking dragon thing in this cave.
I'm so glad
the glass pillars only barely got halfway full of bile as they begin to drain slowly. And so now it's just you and these two Kuatoa. That is Crumb's turn. So that is the Kuatoa's turn. They are both still alive. One of them is extremely hurt. They are very upset that you killed their deity thing. And it is their turn. The very hurt one is... Well, they're both going to go after you, actually. So, let me... You know, it would be helpful if I got their stats up. But one of them gets a... With their pincer staff, gets a... What is it? Dirty 20 to hit. Hits. And the bite only gets a 13 to hit.
Miss.
I'm just going to roll the other two attacks. Both of those attacks miss. So it's just going to do 1d6 damage to you and hopefully grapple you.
One. I'm already grappled.
I got a 1.
Yes!
So you are already grappled. Yeah, you are fully already grappled. You're already grappled. He can't even grapple you. There you go.
Shit, bro.
It only does 3 damage to you. This very hurt Kuatoa and this reasonably okay Kuatoa are freaking out. They do these gross little fish like kind of throwing saliva, briny saliva at you. It is Darkstar's turn.
What can I do? I think I'll just do... wait, hold on. Whoa, is that for real?
What is it?
So I can... When I fire Eldritch Blast...
Yep.
It says, the spell creates more than one beam when you reach higher levels. 2 beams at 5th level, 3 beams at level 11.
Yeah.
I can direct the beams at the same target or different ones.
So when you use an Eldritch Blast, it's an action, but you at level 11, you can use it like 3 times.
So, I can do 3d10 right now, plus 4. with my Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, you got to roll to hit each of them, though.
I will... I'll just use one Eldritch Blast. I'll try and aim 2 at one guy and 1 at the other guy.
Sure, 2 at the hurt guy or 1 at the hurt guy?
1 at the hurt guy, 2 at the not hurt guy.
Go for it. They have the same stats anyway, but just go.
So 3d20, like to one to hit each?
Yeah, 1 to each. Roll the 2 at a time, though, maybe.
Oh, well, okay. Let me just roll again then.
Yeah, just roll it.
Okay, I literally got the same rolls. So that's going to be... what's this? Plus to hit. Plus 8, so 24?
24 on...
25.
Yeah, they both hit.
My second one was plus 8, 7, so 15?
Yeah.
15. Okay, sweet.
Yeah, you hit. As you are getting closer and closer into combat with these two whips, now that they've stopped their dancing, do you want to roll a perception check for me?
Yeah.
Or even investigation?
It's not going to go well, but sure. I'll do perception, just 'cause it's a bit better. And it is a 17.
Sure. So on these Kuatoa, you notice beyond like the scaly sort of leather skin that they have like these patches of skin that are like way more draconic, way more like dragon scale, like metallic or like black leather or even like the color of gems. These scales, but only patches that look like they have been very crudely sewn on. Like they have taken their skin off and began taking parts of dragons and putting them on their own skin.
Gross.
Very gross. So this 2d20 is on the hurt one?
Yes.
Yep.
I went on the
okay one?
Okay one.
So roll your...
Which I did... So do I add my modifier for each?
Both one, yeah. Both.
So 19 damage total.
Okay. It's still up, but this blast emerges from your sword and it is not looking awesome.
Rolled nat 2 for the other guy. So
okay. What do you add to your hit?
8, so it becomes 10.
Just misses, yeah. So that is anything else you want to do?
Let's see if I could bonus action.
So you're currently just sitting at against like this wall almost that you jumped down from. The pool is frozen over. The glass pillars are no longer filling up. These two Kuatoa look scared, look angry. They look animalistic now, like they've lost control. I think
that'll be it for now.
That'll be it for now. That makes it Crumb's turn, though.
Crumb. Oh, I could use Crumb as a bonus action, couldn't I?
Yeah, you can. So you can give you the help action, so you can give you advantage on one of those attacks.
I might try and do advantage on that last one, which actually gives me like a 25.
Yeah, totally hits.
Oh, no, 23. Okay, sweet.
Crumb flies down from the ceiling and flaps his raven wing, his leathery, featherless raven wing in one of these Kuatoa's face to help.
And I do 10 damage to it.
Do 10
to the
damage
already hurt guy.
To the already hurt guy, he looks very, very hurt. You can add a d6 as well to that attack.
Ooh. plus another 4.
So 14 damage altogether?
Yeah.
No, you killed this guy.
Damn.
Yeah, you fucked this up. You ended up... Yeah, that was ridiculous. You ended up doing like 20-something damage to it, and it did not have heaps of health left to go. Anyway, one of them is completely dead as
And
Crumb
I guess
flies
I'll
in
get
front.
Crumb to Raven the other guy out.
Yeah, Raven, the other guy. Go for it.
Crumb gets plus 5, right?
Yep.
13.
13 does hit.
Yes,
This
Crumb.
Kuoto is going to roll a Constitution saving throw. It fails, so you get to roll another 3d6 on top of this.
Wow. Okay, so D4 was a 1 plus
Cool.
3? Or plus 2?
Yep.
So 4 damage, and then the D6s I'll do right now.
Yeah, so it's going to take the full brunt of this as Crumb's
11 poison damage.
poison beak, which is very silly to think about, but it's like
really
a beak
cool, but-
lined with sharp like teeth. Bites and pecks into this Kuotoa. 14 was it? Okay, it is still alive, but not by much. This Kuotoa is going to
Still grappled me.
still has you in one of its.
Hey man, you can just let go, you know.
It is actually going to cast. What's it going to cast at you? I totally forgot that it absolutely has spells, but they're super not good. You know what this Kuotoa is going to do? This Kuotoa is going to cast Shield of Faith on itself, trying to protect itself as its action, and it's going to use its movement to try get away. So you do get opportunity attacks. Its AC is raised, but probably not enough.
Do we both get opportunity, me and Crumb?
Yeah, you're both within range. You
I'll roll
have 15-foot
for
reach, which
me.
is broken.
Oh, fuck. Almost in that 20. 19.
That absolutely hits. You don't even...
And then I'll roll for Crumb.
Yep.
Who got a plus 5, 11, so probably misses.
Crumb misses.
So I'll just attack with my... Just my sword.
Just your Eldritch Maul, horrific alien black antimatter energy sword swings into this Kuotoa as it tries to make a break for it.
10?
That is not enough to kill it. It climbs up the wall,
smite again,
but doesn't get all the way up. It is so hurt. It is bleeding out. Its rib cage is exposed.
I'll let him go.
You're going to let him go. Wow. Okay, so if he makes a run for it, you are out of combat. You are in this chamber. Now that you get a good look at it, the fire continues even though the pool is frozen over, and it is surrounded, like I said earlier, with this insignia of these mouths, these draconic mouths, these vaguely humanoid Homo sapien mouths. Is there anything you'd like to do or look for while you're in here, or?
Crumb, so what we do at this point usually is we look for the loot.
Yes, usually my masters send me to assassinate and they get to keep the loot for themselves. They sometimes tip me for work.
I would like to first just be like, what the fuck did we just kill, you know? What was that?
From the looks of it, you can roll, maybe, this would probably be a good point to roll. It could honestly be like history, it could be insight, it could be investigation, it could be whatever.
Whatever it is. History, you say? Investigation, you say?
Because you ask Crumb, he's also going to roll. He's probably going to use his investigation. He gets a not very good.
Would I be allowed to do perception?
Yeah, you can do perception.
I'll do insight anyway, because I got 13.
Okay, 13. Crumb got a 14 as well. So you guys sort of look around at this dimly lit room. The walls in this room are not natural. They are built. They are stone sort of dusty walls with hieroglyphs, you know, it's insignia of mouths and skulls sort of all across the walls here. With the 13 and the 14, you can both sort of deduct that this was just another cult in the area that has grown to this sort of power under your nose, under Atrophy's nose, under even for a moment you have doubt and you say maybe this cult grew under Nerol's nose.
Suspicious.
It is concerning, but you think back to when you were speaking to Atrophy and you remember that he did say he had something very urgent on. So his attention seems to be split, not covering as much ground as it usually could be. You are looking at these walls and one skeleton sort of drawing hieroglyph sticks out to you, as it is the only one that has a complete body, but is not a humanoid body. It is a mess of monster parts. It is a monster mash, if you will.
Let's go.
Yeah. It has like the legs of like a dog or a goat even. Its arms are these very, very thin like spines that don't even look like, they look more like they don't look like arms. They look like two spines, like tails or something like that. Its body is that of like a jackal, like a sort of like another dogly, beastly sort of body. All skeletons. None of it has skin. And atop it, it has a skull of, as I described earlier, like a Homo sapien humanoid sort of, but it's much larger, it has fangs, but it is slightly offset. It is not connected directly to the spine of the rest of the skeleton. In fact, the spine eventually splits into two, and the humanoid head is on one, and on the other is a head completely scratched away that you can't tell. Whatever this thing is, it seems to be like it has eliminated its other half, or plans to eliminate its other half.
Okay, so that's just on the wall.
That's just on the wall.
Okay.
That's just straight up on the wall.
Can I like just like walk up to it and like, I don't know, I feel like it might be some sort of secret.
Sure, yeah.
Maybe I'll like push the skull into the
If you want to push the skull in, I'll say do a dexterity saving throw.
Of course. I actually did pretty good. 24.
24. Okay, you move out of the way as darts emerge from the walls of this built cabin.
This place, man.
The little chutes built out, and you hear mechanisms moving in the walls as you go to push this skull in. But you move out of the way with great dexterity. Crumb is a raven. He just like beats his wings and moves. This place is littered with traps for a cult that seemed so hellbent on complete animosity. This is well thought out. These darts shoot you from each wall, and the skull does move into the wall as you push it slightly before the darts come out. You take a step back, and as the chaos of the darts and the dust moves around within the room, you do see the other head. It's like the same humanoid head, and now that there's two of them, you can deduct that these are two heads of some great demon. Both those of a baboon. And that is where we will end our session.
Crazy. Thanks for listening, guys.
Hey, thanks for listening, guys.
I don't think the camera's still working, to be honest.
Nah, probably not, but the audio's still working, so thank you for listening. Yeah. I hope you enjoy. Next time we'll be playing some Condorito.
Yeah. Whatever the hell that will be.
In this campaign, we have a monkey demon that is trying to who knows what, but has cults working for it. And in the other campaign, we have
a humanitarian crisis.
A humanitarian crisis.
Yeah. Well, it's more of like a bird terrier.
Yeah,
an avian crisis.
Yeah, an avian crisis for sure. Thanks for listening. Thank you.
Same world.
Hope
huh?
you had fun. Hopefully we have time
awesome.
to continue these series. It'll be good fun.
All right.
Is there anything you'd like to plug?
No.
Cool. Neither do I. As our lovely roommate is now getting home. Thank you for listening. Come back next time where we solve some humanitarian crises.
Yeah.
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 We just finished.
Yeah.